All right, guys, we are actually back here. I believe I'm seeing actual signals from stuff working, so it should be just 2 seconds for the rest of the stuff to load back up, and we will be good to go in just one moment. All right, and that should, in a second maybe, have us back and loaded in. Beautiful. All right, so we're starting to look better already. I like to see it. We're going to have Nate here, as well as Jeremy, playing some X-Men versus Cabal. So,
All right, we've got Nate's roster and the tactics cards. So with X-Men, we've got Beast, Storm, Domino, Red Guardian, and Mystique.
and Mystique. All right, and what do we have for tactics cards?
We have Deception,
Deception.
Comrade's Keeper, Sacrifice,
Sacrifice.
Brace for Impact,
Uh-huh.
and Fall Back.
Okay. What crisis are we playing?
Research Station and Mutant Madman at 15.
15 threat.
All right, so we're playing Research Station and Mutant Madman at 15 threat. Hecatomb. All right,
All
what do we
right.
got for Jeremy?
We've got Malekith, Shuri,
Nice.
and MODOK.
Baller. All right.
Love that. Love that for him.
Mm-hmm.
Tactics, we've got Advanced R&D,
Uh-huh.
the Black Bifrost,
Okay.
Smash,
Smash.
Dark Rain,
All right, so
And-
the D-Rain.
and Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Right, quick, someone's taking MODOK.
Right? So we're excited to see some MODOK. Yep, go
What?
ahead. Who has priority? Nate. Nate has
got
priority here.
priority.
All right, honor is intact.
Yeah. Thank
we
you,
are-
Jeremy and Nate, for waiting. They also had to wait before they could start rolling those dice so that we could get our technology back in line.
Listen, and that is just another one of those things that we could not be more thankful for being able to have this equipment, thanks to our follows, our subs, the
Yeah.
Patreon, all of that, guys. We honestly couldn't do this without you
Yep.
because it is no small technical achievement to make this stuff work on a regular basis. All right, so as far as deployed stuff here, it does seem like we have...
So Nate moves up the state, grabs an objective.
All right. All right,
Wow,
so...
Jeremy passes.
we have-
Bold move. Okay. I
Yeah.
respect it.
So it seems like Mystique moved up and grabbed Mutant Madman Trap.
Yep.
And then Jeremy passed. So with the Researcher, I mean, it's really two secure objectives because they got to get in that middle and move that Researcher. What?
Storm
Okay.
double moves.
Storm is going to do the same thing and back up her buddy.
So if we've got essentially two secure,
Yeah,
things
so
here.
the extract is really a secure. It's
Yeah.
an extract that's in the center, and they got to move it up and down,
right?
getting more or less point. Leroy, thank you so
Hi,
much for that.
Leroy.
Hammy Bone and Spankish now getting
Yeet.
some of those gift subs. Leroy, also one of our professional cake sitters
He
on
sure
the Patreon.
is, yes.
Honestly, couldn't do it without him.
Could not. How do you feel about taking only 3 models? When you know,
It's-
I feel
it's a-
like
it's a
that's
bold move, Cotton.
It's so bold.
Bold move, Cotton. But you love to see it.
I can't wait to see how this plays out. I feel like this is going to be so fun. I was super stoked because game 2, I was saying I'd really love to see some X-Men, so I have my wish.
Yep.
And MODOK.
This game is going to be lightning fast, too. These are both incredibly skilled players. Nate of Alfredo Size 3 Taco Truck and Jeremy of just being a really cool guy. All right, so Beast is going to move up, try to take the trap. He will roll a skull, so it'll take a little bit of damage. And I mean, solid roll overall, but I mean, really doubling down on those skulls to making sure that you're getting the negative for actually picking it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yep.
impressive
Yep.
that, you know, he's kind of starting out in a way, it's like, you know, it's like a feint.
Yeah.
But if you're just rejoining us, guys, we are here at the Las Vegas Open for the last chance qualifier for tomorrow's massive, massive, massive big old tournament. We have a couple updates as well. This is only going to go 5 rounds. There's only 6 undefeated players left. These are 2 of them. In addition to that,
Dang.
all of the undefeated players will be making it into the championship, including up to 9 more.
Wow.
Okay, so Malekith is going to take that bottom one,
All right.
and he rolled a skull. Is it damage on the skull? Oh, no consequences. Sweet.
That's nice.
So it's just, do you get it or don't?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeremy's on Infamous. Thank you. Brewballs, first off, great name. You were born in a great year. Great people are born in 86.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
Represent.
100%. But yes, Jeremy is on Infamous. Okay. So this is really going to be a good one. We have Art on the sidelines too, watching this. You'd like to see that. All right, so it looks like
Red Guardian Storm Hops.
Red Guardian is going to take that Storm Taxi and then get to that Researcher in the center.
We're going to punch Shuri.
And he's going to punch Shuri.
All right.
Going to make that strike twice as nice. All right, so we're showing 1 defense and only 2 hits on the attack die. So that is going to have just a single damage going through on Shuri. And the push will happen.
So Tim, explain to me, as if I were a moderately experienced player,
Yeah.
what the benefits of going 3, specifically Malekith, MODOK, and Shuri. Why Shuri? Just because of her point value, or like, what do you think?
So, great question. I don't know why 3 is good here. You have, so this is a pay to flip, right? So X-Men really like this. So you have all those Madman traps, and effectively you try to roll. If you have them, then you have them. Then you can go away and do other things. With Malekith and MODOK, MODOK is absolutely a turret. Standing in the middle, moving people around, and at the end of the day, you want that researcher. That's going to be worth 2 points. Those mutant traps are only going to be worth 1 each.
Okay.
If that researcher can be worth potentially 4 if you win it every round. With Shuri being able to push people off the researcher, as well as MODOK being able to do the same thing, and Malekith just annihilating anything that moves, chances are it's a early attrition, but you're probably killing people left and right, while also making sure that they're dazed on the researcher and not getting the point. And eventually you can just kind of run around, because a somewhat mobile team as well, with Malekith being able to do that ferocity charge, even though it costs a little bit more to be able to get to those points and reclaim them as the X-Men start to thin out. But with Storm there giving everyone cover and having Storm Hop, they're also a little defensive and pretty maneuverable.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the dice fixing. You are 100% correct. So MODOK can help get a lot of extra rerolls for people around him. Or I'm sure Shuri can with her upgrades. So making sure that when they are hitting hard and it's all going through. It's certainly going to be a bloody game for at least one side.
Yeah. Benji, we've got Storm, Beast,
Domino,
Red
Guardian,
and
Mystique.
Yeah.
Let me put this here as well.
Moving up with Domino.
Right.
Grenade and MODOK.
Okay, trying to get some early Incinerate onto MODOK with an Incendiary Grenade. Nothing on the defense.
3 going through with a Shuri re-rolling.
Okay, 3 are currently going through. We're going to upgrades. He's going to take it all.
All right.
MODOK starting off with Incinerate and 3 damage on him.
Interesting.
This is one of those things, right, where it could be somewhat of a risk to go with 3 models, because if one does get spiked down hard, you're at a really rough spot.
Tied it 2 at the end of the round.
Tied it to. That was a lightning quick round.
Yes, it was.
Lightning fast. But like you said, Tim, these guys are so experienced. 4 minutes apiece. That's all they need.
Correct.
Yeah.
So going into round 2 at 2-2, a lot of this too could be. Player 1 is Nate at 2. And we have Jeremy from Infamous over at 2 as well. Nice.
Thanks, Toast.
I guess updating that one too, making sure people don't think it's round 4 would also be pretty solid.
Round
oh,
4,
gosh.
they're only at 2 points apiece.
Right.
What? What is this?
Oh, look at that. All right, guys, I really appreciate you all staying here after a quick reset. But, yeah, so just speaking to Omnis, only one more round, potentially 15 people from the Last Chance Qualifier being able to get into the championship tomorrow. There are 4 unconfirmed spots currently for the championship tomorrow of people that have already qualified. So that number could go from 15 to as high as 19
Wow.
tomorrow based on those people fully registering and making sure that Omnis knows they're going to be there.
So it's truly worth it to come to the Last Chance Qualifier.
100%.
Just in case. There are, 91 people here playing? Yeah?
Yep.
Wild.
Yeah, so the link, so if you're in theater mode, the link for that, you'll have to go out of theater mode, but it is right down below under a little button that says sleeves in the description and the About Me section. Also on the Facebook, you can find them all as well on facebook.com/professionalcasual.
Malik is spending 3.
Now it's 3, going after Beast.
All right, so we got a Faraz. Okay.
2, 3.
What's he rolling here? Taylor, what is he attacking with? All right, so we were totally spending 3, but is that ferocity or is that something else? Blade of Midnight. So that was a ferocity charge? That was a ferocity charge? Was that a ferocity charge?
Yeah. You
Okay.
get 3 for ferocity.
Okay. All right, so that is what it is. What's the secure? The secure is, in fact, Mutant Madman. Yes.
3, and now he's turning to Ninja.
Okay, so yes, real quick, Insidiously Mad. Thank you for rejoining us. So we have Nate Heron on the left with Beast Storm, Red Guardian, Domino, and Mystique. Jeremy has Malekith, Shuri, and MODOK. And we are running 15 threat on Researcher and Mutant Madman.
And really, Insidiously Mad, you missed turn 1. It was like
It was
5
about
minutes.
45 seconds,
It
yeah.
was so fast. They are not messing around.
All right. We also have Omnis looking over this, making sure that this somewhat high octane game is being accurately portrayed.
That was another Blades of Midnight. He paid for the skulls. Beast goes down.
Wow.
All right, so
Gets days.
Beast will daze from that blade or Midnight Blade,
What?
paying for those skulls, really popping off. You know, Malekith certainly doesn't hate having 3 skulls on an attack roll.
Yes.
You know? Right? So as we often say on Oh Yeah, the Power Phase, sometimes you just got to go aerial wolf hunting, and that is always, unfortunately, on Beast.
Woof.
So, and with that Cabal, that is going to give MODOK a short movement, as well as heal up and get a little power. Especially since he did take kind of a little chunk there.
His leadership goes off on MODOK. He moves in.
So, and he'll get a little bit to safety there. So both teams controlling 2 traps each. In the center, it looks like we might see a good turn for Cabal.
Am I though?
Thanks, Spanish. Don't you know?
Flips the security.
All right, and then, so remember when I said that they both had 2? That was a joke?
For
And
legal reasons.
For legal reasons, that was a joke. And it does look like Malekith will take the Beast adjacent Mutant Madman trap.
It's so exciting to see Malekith on the table because I very vividly remember the moment it was announced because we were at ACO.
Yes.
Everyone was losing their minds. So this is fun.
Yeah, Dan was texting Dallas via my Facebook. That was
Chef's
super cool.
kiss.
All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
So Beast not getting an activation here. I don't think this puts Jeremy in danger of losing priority here, but it depends on how many more people he dazes this round. Malekith does a lot of things. Malekith has
that
all sorts of
Malekith
beams,
do?
attacks, charges, throws. He can spend power to turn failure results, which are skulls, into crits. And just a whole bunch of great stuff.
And he rides a freaking tiger thing.
Storm moves up. She's outside of range 4 on Modok, so she just kind of nudges a little bit and passes.
Okay, so Storm is going to move up a little bit outside of range of Lightning Bolt, so she will just nudge into range for next round. The Harp Daddy, the extract is Researcher. Researcher and Mutant Madman is what we got going on today. For round 4 of the Last Chance Qualifier at LVO 2023.
Thanks, Harp Daddy. You're so nice to say that.
Aw,
We love it.
we do.
I really like just like we sit and hang behind the backdrop when we're like off camera, us and all of our like thousands of fans apparently, because it's like a little picnic back there. It's crazy, and I just love like sitting there and people run up and they're like, "I love your podcast," and then they run away, and I'm like, "Thank you." I always ask or try to ask where they're from and what their name is.
Trim, yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Researchers. It's just another, another secure.
Mystique Stormhawk.
All right, so round 2, we're going to have Mystique using the Storm Hop. It looks like she's going to go up and try to double tap some Modok.
Hip, hip, hop.
Listen, it's a big old face to try to hit. Modok rolling straight bricks on defense, taking nothing there.
Incredible.
Did he get the rapid fire? He did not get the rapid
They
fire
did
either.
say that Jeremy's a boss with Modok, so
All right, so this time that was going to work a little bit different. So on the second pistol from Mystique, he's going to roll 3 hits. Modok is going to block nothing so far. He's going to be taking 3 and will trigger the rapid fire.
okay.
This time, once again, doing 2.
Wow. I'm blocking
All of
nothing.
it going through.
Wow.
No successful defenses there. All right, so Modok just took 5. He's only healed 1. He took 4 before. That would have dazed him had he not triggered the leadership ability.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Yep. Does that put Modok at 1 left?
He's got 7 taken.
Oh, he's only taken 7. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so great activation for Nate. Is this the time Jeremy is going to activate Modok? Or does he go for Shuri? Shuri's honestly probably going to be a last activation just to push off
Yeah.
people from that researcher
That's what I
or
would do,
get
I
people
would
out of
think.
position. But
Yep.
what's the line you guys would take if you were Nate or Jeremy at this point? It's a good question. These are both players that are incredibly more experienced than we are. I feel like Nate is kind of in a really good position here. If I was Jeremy, I don't know. I think I'd be passing, just trying to get as
Yep.
much
Yep.
of Nate's characters activated as possible.
And Jeremy's done a couple passes so far.
Yeah. Yep. I would walk up Modok and Doomsday Chair, then throw. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, odds are of one of them getting that back trap this turn. Obviously, he's gunning for Modok, so
Yeah.
maybe just going up there and trying to commit as much damage and disruption and moves as possible with Modok. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all. So coffee time, I think you're 100% right there. Malekith is really oppressive on this particular setup. All right, so Modok is going to be throwing to size 3 science fiction piece or a Hydra-based piece
Size 3
into Domino. She's only blocking 1 of this, so she's going to be taking 3. Oh, Mystique.
Oh.
She takes 3.
All right, Mystique will take 3 from that large Hydra base colander. It's also a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
His Mystic attack.
All right, so he's going with a Psionic Bolt here into Mystique. Was it into Mystique? I don't think he told us.
I don't think it did either.
He said
just
psionic
said a
attack.
mystic attack.
Mystic attack.
Yes, that's where you got the mystique.
Taylor, who's it into? Who's it into? Okay.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Mystique.
Mystique's rolling actually pretty good there. I see. Is that 2 blocks and a wild? But a ton of crit. So only one is going through there.
Wow. That's very surprising.
It really is. What's that? That's incredible. So with one going through, that was 6 successes on the attack, 5 successes on the defense. That is a big deal to happen there. That's a thing to happen. For being woefully uneducated, are the scenery pieces preset, or do players put them down draft style? So the mat is normally kind of generated by both people, and then whoever wins the roll to go first, depending on if you won or lost, you can choose which side you want to go on to.
Yeah.
So sometimes a stacked board is good for certain affiliations, other times it's not. We did see another attack from MODOK there.
Always ask questions, please. We love questions in chat.
So the entire thing will be blocked by Mystique again.
What?
And then he will spend to move her with his place, or with his run you away attack superpower. So yeah, that's a hugely bad turn. That is going to certainly cost Jeremy. He can't be happy with that at all.
Yeah.
And that's a big, heavy hitter, attending to taking out a kind of squishy-ish target and not being able to really get anything through, just a single damage. All right, so now Domino is going to fire at the big guy. She is also going to do some damage. He's blocking only 1. MODOK, 1 stamina left. A single stamina on the big boy.
Crazy.
That is Malekith, and yeah, Malekith is kind of blocking it, huh? Dan, who's on the researcher? Who's on researcher?
Is it Domino?
Just Malekith? Red Guardian. Purple Guardian.
Okay, I saw
He
purple
blends into the
and I was
Malekith
like,
wings.
What?
MODOK is dazed.
MODOK is in fact dazed. All right, so, I mean, you can't be happy with that. Anyone involved, unless you're Nate. And then, yeah, you're pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, you're probably pretty happy.
So that's going to bring us back to Jeremy? No, it won't. Just kidding. That's going to bring us back to Jeremy, actually, yes. Because that was Domino that did that. So he has just Shuri left. Just Shuri left. So if he's looking at, he is within range of Red Guardian. He only needs to do damage to Red Guardian to get that push. Getting him off the researcher would be a great spot here. Jeremy actually is in still kind of an okay area as well, as he is controlling 3 of the traps.
Yeah.
And could potentially walk away with researcher as well.
Right.
What an amazingly scoring turn you could get while, losing MODOK.
Yeah. Like, he could turn this into a huge boon for himself if he gets lucky with these dice, because I think that was really what got him with MODOK, was that he just had some poor dice rolls, which you literally can't do anything.
Right, well, and getting the Incinerate on MODOK, I mean, that was the goal Nate did.
Yep.
Moved in Domino, immediately incinerated him, so he's only rolling 1 dice against physical attacks with 2 pistol rapid fire characters. It's a pretty hard counter.
Yeah.
Don't need damage to push with Shuri. Oh, you don't? Oh, just a straight up auto push. You're right. I forgot about that. So yeah, it don't matter, I guess.
Yep. Auto push.
Thank you, Toast. All right. What is he going to do? Does he pass or not? Does he push off and move up, but then have to potentially take an attack back from Red Guardian?
Right.
Correct.
I forgot that Red Guardian, because the first round was so fast, I forgot that Red Guardian hadn't activated yet. So this is a tricky spot because, yeah, he can push Red Guardian all he wants, but...
And flipping, when MODOK flips as well, he's going to be only having 4 stamina on his injured side, which is going to be rough. Rough for McGuffers, I think, is the technical term.
I believe so.
So we first met Nate at Adepticon, actually on stream during, I believe, the championship.
Oh,
He played some Guardians, I think against Nate, or maybe it was Omnis.
I think it was Nate Chi-Chi, wasn't it?
I think it was Omnis, because we saw some X-Men with or X-Men with Corvus against some Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That video is actually on the YouTube. You can check that out right down below. Great game.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is going to do the Guardian
right.
thing here. Yo, he's going to spike hard for an attack that can only ever do 1 damage.
Right.
He takes a ton, I mean 1.
Whoa, all of it goes through. And by that we mean 1. Oh, nice, Toast. So you've been here for the whole ride then. All right, so that is going to have Shuri activated after moving up. Red Guardian going to do the same thing, move on up. This is a last chance qualifier. Is there a nationwide tournament structure that wins a spot in LVO like Legion and X-Wing? There absolutely is.
Red Guardian's using a spender.
All right, Red Guardian is going to Siberian Shield Slam.
Shuri takes 1.
Shuri will only take 1 from it.
Okay.
And then I believe that throw will happen. But yes, so all throughout 2022, there were LVO qualifier events. We covered a couple of them, one at Midgard in New Hampshire and another one at Everwinter in Boston. There's all sorts of other qualifiers throughout the year at other conventions, including Lone Star Open, which is where Jesse, Fury's Finest, won his spot, as well as a number of others. So all of those tournament winners coming here tomorrow to play in the final championship for that season.
Shuri gets thrown. They end the round. They both score 3, so they both 5.
Wow.
3-3. That researcher
Shuri
will
got
be moving this
thrown.
time. Looks like Nate took it, so he's going to be moving it closer to his extraction point. And still all tied up. Beast is going to flip as well as we go into round 3 along with MODOK. And a surprisingly undeadly game for X-Men.
Beast and MODOK.
And that will have Jeremy with priority. He has an injured MODOK, which he might want to activate early.
Yep, that's exactly what I would do.
But
Get as much as you can from him before his inevitable KO.
right before Mystique and Domino just go over and just shoot his big face with a bunch of guns. What is the top prize for this tournament? Big bag of cash, cider drinker, or drunk on cider.
And cider drinker.
And cider drinker. The prize for several of the winners of this, anyone that goes undefeated in this, and several of the X and 1 players will all be going to the championship tomorrow. Winning that championship, there are a ton of great prizes, but I mean, as far as being the champion of champions, that is the place to get it.
Black Bifrost.
All right, Malekith and Jeremy are going to be employing, or deploying, I suppose, the Black Bifrost. This will let people teleport from one section to another at the expense of taking a damage.
Drops the other side of it right next to the researcher.
Okay, so he's going to drop the other side of it. So one is placed near him, the other one is placed up to range 5 away. He's putting it near the researcher. So it looks like he is doing this specifically to be able to yoke a beast and then finger guns and teleport away. All right, so that Black Bifrost is up, but Malekith is not going to be his first activation. It's Shuri? MODOK. So he's going to bow a little bit to get Shuri out of there. Okay, into? Into who? Okay, so we got a Psionic Bolt going into Domino. He's in range of upgrades. He's got all sorts of stuff here. He is showing 1, 2, 3 hits against no blocks currently. Looks like we're going to go for some upgrades here. Thanks to Shuri, or maybe from himself. Going to convert one of them, so that'll be 4 going into Domino. Did Mystique player use Deception yet? No.
Nope.
Thinking about falling back here. Deception also not in the roster, or potentially in the roster, but not in this particular squad. There will be no Deception today. Oh, never mind, there is. That was a joke. It was the first one I listed.
It just deceived you.
It did.
You're like, oh.
I thought it was an ally, but it wasn't.
She has 1 remaining.
Wow, Domino has 1 left.
Okay, so electing not to fall back here. And being left at 1.
Modoc's throwing the terrain at
Okay.
MODOK is going to throw some more terrain. Domino will make a dodge check. She could dodge it all. She blocks it. All but 1, and that's all that was needed.
Oh, was all that she needed.
It really was. Where did the different colored dice come from? So, I believe, Trumpetly, you can find those dice at the Baron of Dice. Make sure to use the code Professional Casual at checkout for, I believe, a flat amount off.
Shuri takes the affiliation.
Okay, Shuri is going to be taking the affiliation here for Cabal this time. Moving a little bit, as well as healing up. And getting a power. We do have a Baron of Dice code. I believe it should be
We got a
active.
code for everything.
You want codes for Frontline Gaming? You want to pick up a bunch of stuff from Frontline? Listen, links right down below.
Second action is to back away.
All right, and then MODOK is going to get back to safety because he don't want to be gone. Okay. So it looks like Nate is kind of considering, can he get Beast out of dodge? Or does he have a freestyle animalistically? All right, so he will get that trap back. He won't. He needed 2. Okay, because Malekith is there. He did need 2. He only rolled 1 wild and 3 blanks. So he is going to move over past Malekith. Might be going for Shuri here. Probably not a bad call. All right, and just gonna walk on by. Walk on by. So he's gonna throw Shuri into the building. That'll do 1 immediate damage. Is there an objective in this scenario, or is this a straight skirmish? So there are a bunch of points around the board. There are marked by those blue circles. Those are mutant madman traps that they have to control. They get victory points for each one they control at the end of the round. As well as that red dot in the center is a researcher that whoever is controlling it at the end of the round gets 2 victory points. And if they move that researcher all the way to their opponent's side, they'll get even more victory points at the end of the round.
Beast takes the bottom objective. Jeremy passes.
Okay, so Beast is going to pay to flip and will get that pay to flip on that bottom right mutant madman. And then Jeremy will pass, bringing the turn back to Nate. Without a crunchy little Beast there, kind of leaves him up to do some more stuff. It should be professional casual. It might not be active. You can message the Baron of Dice to see if it is. If it is not currently working, gotcha. I knew the goal was to have it live by LVO, but it might not have gotten there. But I will give him a jangle and see if that consent can be up. Okay, so now Deception is here. Mystique moving up, Deceptioning MODOK. Yeah, just wait till I roll a wild longer.
Flipping the trap first and then deception.
Ooh, great call.
Okay.
So Mystique moving up, flipping the trap, and then deploying that deception. And then finger blangs.
Blasted.
That'll be 2. Finger guns. Finger guns. 1, 2, 3. All right. And that is a
That's
KO'd Modok.
Wow.
You can't spell Modok without KO.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, Quinn. I assumed it was working. What are we gonna do now that Modok is dazed? I think he's in for some probably rough days. I rhymed days and days, but they were 2 different
But
dazes.
2 different kinds.
Okay. Is control of the point determined by who is closest to the point by distance, or is an action to take over? So there's 2 different types. So that red one in the middle, the researcher, is how many healthy characters are within range 1 of it. The blue ones, you do have to approach, be within range 1, spend a power to roll some dice to see if you can control it. And if you do, then you can control it and walk away until someone else tries to do it. So Malekith is going to jump through the portal here.
Blade of Midnight, he spent a couple points.
Okay, so Comrade Keeper on a Blade of Midnight from Malekith. So nothing's going to go through. It's not great. Okay. Blue switches, red proximity. Yes. Yep. The proximity one gives you more victory points, but there's more of the blue ones that give you 1 each. Jeremy having some hard decisions here, what he's going to be doing with the second action.
But still laughing, smiling, having a good time,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I'm positive these 2 have certainly probably seen each other across the table before.
I'm sure.
So let's see what he decides to do with it. He's just going to try it again.
All right.
All right.
You know what? Maybe it'll go better this time.
Big bucks, no whammies.
We
There's
can
some
hope.
skulls. He actually likes to see those. He's showing 3 currently, 4 currently. You can pay for the spike here as well. So he is going to pay.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to re-roll first. Oh, wow.
my God.
There you go. Shuri coming in clutch there.
Could not have asked for better.
And that is a dazed Red Guardian.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Sometimes that's always such a hard call, right? To pay, to re-roll, do you risk it? Which really,
Yeah.
he didn't have anything to lose, like worst case scenario.
Didn't he Comrade's Keeper? Didn't you say Comrade's Keeper, Red Guardian, after the first one?
No.
Oh,
He paid to count lights.
gotcha. So sorry, it wasn't Comrade's Keeper. It was the super suit, or the distortion field thing. My bad. Very loud in here, so it is difficult to
Yeah.
hear everything from the table. All right, so now Nate is up.
Boosted lightning bolt into Malekith.
Okay, so we're getting a steroided lightning bolt into Malekith. Looks like we got the wild for the shock. He loves that. And some skulls there, though. 2 damage is going to go through, as well as shock. How much damage did Guardian take on second attack? Yeah, all of it. He is dazed.
Yep.
Malekith taking a little bit, though, from an Empowered Lightning Bolt. And that might happen a second time. Oh, he's all set. Did he move or something? What was the second action? Oh, gotcha. You have to move to get in range. It's okay. All right, so Jeremy does have Shuri left. Red Guardian being dazed is actually pretty good here.
Storm is on the researcher.
Oh, but Storm is in fact on the Researcher. So does he try to flip this point back and then run up there? Or does he try to shoot Storm off of it?
Such a tough call to make.
Right?
Hit the goblins and the beast.
All right, so we're going to push Beast first.
Okay.
Keep getting him up there. I believe he has less stamina on his injured side. No damage, but the push still happens.
As we learned.
As we learned.
Now we know.
Is there a way to follow the tournament standings? There sure is, Kane. And it is right here at... Oh, I don't have it no more. There is. I'll have to get the link. But it is in the Longshanks. It has been popping up here or there. Actually, yes, here it is.
All right, we've got a flip on that secure.
There you go. Well, and insidiously mad, that is what's happening. So Beast was shot.
Yep.
He's flipping. He's already flipped the point back. He's going to walk and hit the Bifrost. All right. And insidiously mad. Looking like that's exactly what he's going to be
Yep.
doing.
Yep. Yep. Good call. Good call.
Boop.
And then Shuri just moves.
And then she's going to stay there. She's not going to Bifrost. Was she not close enough to Bifrost? No, maybe she just wasn't close enough to Bifrost.
She's very far away from that.
Gotcha.
She just moved to maybe after that.
Gotcha. Looking tough for Nate. Yeah, it's wild how it's super deceptive.
Yep. 7-7.
And
Oh
another
my
tied
God.
round.
This is crazy.
You love to see it, Chuck. So this is going to be going into round 4, tied 7-7. The Researcher this time scored by
Grenade into
Jeremy. Okay. So we got a grenade going into Malekith. Get that Incinerate on there. Is he immune to Incinerate? I can't remember.
Let's take a look.
4 go through? 4 goes through. Once again, 4 goes through? Okay.
Malekith is not immune.
Just Hex and Stun.
Yep.
So 4 go through on that first grenade, and he gets incinerated. Wow.
3 on pistols.
3 on pistols go through,
And he's dazed.
and he's dazed. Domino just yoked the other person that likes to see skulls, just like it was nothing.
What?
Like it was absolutely nothing.
God, I love Domino.
Right?
I love her so much. She's so cool.
Okay. All right, yeah, if we can get an F in chat for Malekith. Cause
Oh,
more like Dominop, because she's OP at the end.
Domino P.
Yeah, Domino P.
Sometimes
Elemental
things do
Domino
just
P.
go her way.
QRS Domino P.
Oh, it's so cute when Taylor and Dan flirt.
Right? Sometimes things just go her way. That's not a superpower.
Pass.
All right, gonna get a pass
Yeah.
from Jeremy. He only scores 6 up to 13, and most likely, yeah.
Storm's gonna walk to the other side.
Storm is going to take a ride to the other side of the researcher. There in the center. As soon as Shuri couldn't hit Bifrost, it was rough. Yeah,
Yep.
you're not wrong.
Yep.
You're not wrong. All right. So Beast is still in the back, a little bit out of the action, but is Beast ever really completely out of the action? Jeremy taking a look at some measurements here. Malekith dazed, MODOK knocked out. An injured Beast, but otherwise healthy friends on the X-Men.
Yeah. Yep, X-Men are really holding up.
If you are just joining us again, we are live at LVO 2023. We're in Game 4, and we are in Round 4 of Game 4 for the LVO Qualifier. There will be several people, including every undefeated person from this particular event, going on tomorrow to the championship. That championship will be comprised of people that have won all sorts of Frontline Gaming inspired and sponsored events, including the Lone Star Open, ACO, Everwinter, just literally any tournament you've heard of where there's an LVO qualifier, and there's a lot of them. They are all converging tomorrow, right here on this stream that you're currently watching. Or maybe you're watching this on YouTube tomorrow or some other day. Guess what? There's a whole bunch more MCP, like pretty much all over the place. It's literally falling out of our pockets.
Taylor's getting a massage now.
He is.
Our friend Ben brought a massage gun.
And speaking of, Ben was, similar to Lord Comgreg's, Ben also was one of the top point getters from an event as well, which got his qualifier point. But we will see people like Sploosh, like Sooner, like Ben, like hey, there's a gun in my back.
Honestly, that's like the best thing to bring to a con.
Right.
I gotta say, because it's like the number one ailment we all have is like con body.
Correct. So what's happening? Guys, stuff is moving. What is up? Stop distracting my staff, Ben.
Shuri moves up for a Sonic Rush.
Sonic Crush.
Wow, Shuri's moving up for a Sonic Crush onto Beast. This staggers. This has a lot. This is all energy. It doesn't look like only 2. And the stagger on the wild does not happen, but the stun special condition does. But still, okay, big whiff from Shuri. Might keep. Fortune is not favoring Jeremy right now.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
What are the round time limits like? Do we have a round timer, or are we using death clocks? So it is. They are using clocks. 45 minutes per player. Beast is going to yeet Shuri because she empty. Spankish, great question though, but yes, thank you, Toast. So pushes, if you hit terrain, you just stop. Throws, however, you would take damage. What's that?
He takes it.
And then Beast is going to flip that trap back,
Okay.
then move on over, and try it again. And he'll get that point too. That is going to be 2 huge swings.
Yes.
Yucking Shuri off, and then double moving over to get that other point.
Yeah.
Jeremy has got to be just he needed that one wild. Would have prevented that.
Yep.
One wild on that Sonic Crush. Sonic and Crush and the Sonic Crush Freeze, not sponsors. But it does look like we're going to be getting some Red Guardian back into the action here. towards the center researcher. Some might say the only researcher. And that's going to be it. He just wants to be close.
Red Guardian just moves up.
Because there's no active targets there, effectively, because
Yeah.
Malekith is dazed. Is that Red Guardian purple? It is. It's more like red and blue Guardian, but at the same time.
Mystique moves over towards the bottom of the table.
Mystique is moving over and down towards the center line.
Moving towards the research station, just staying 2 away from them.
Staying 2 away from Malekith and going to the researcher evacuation point. Malekith is very surrounded.
Yes.
Very surrounded. So right around Malekith we have Storm, Red Guardian,
Mystique.
and maybe a Domino as well.
13-7.
13-7.
Cabal's, or no, X-Men scoring 6.
Yeah, X-Men scored that full 6. I can't remember who in chat predicted that, but scoring the full 6. Pick up sticks.
And that will bring us into round 5. You may think it's 13-13. It's not. It's actually 13-6. All right, going into round 5, that will have Jeremy once again with priority. Hey, we made it to round 5. That's true. 13-7.
13-7. Because Nate scored 6. That's
Gotcha.
where you're thinking 6 from.
Thank you. Beautiful. That's for sure. Who is Malekith gonna kill? Is it Storm? Or is it Red Guardian? That would be a KO. How much stamina does Shuri have left?
She's taken 3.
She's taken 3.
Okay.
So that would put her to 2 left.
The damage tokens are on. Her stamina, I think she has.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. 2 left is still a game, especially when one of us is Malekith, even though he's dazed. What move have you seen from either player at this point that you would consider a blunder and wish they could take back? So that's the thing, is I don't think either player has really made a mistake here. I think the dice have betrayed Jeremy a little bit.
100%. Yeah.
And Nate has, honestly, and he hasn't been spiking hard. This isn't even like a extreme luck. It's just
Yep.
when
Nate-
it mattered, it wasn't working.
Yeah, Nate's played a tight game. He had some really great rolls. Conversely, Jeremy had some really trash rolls, and that's the thing about a dice game, is that doesn't matter how well you play if those dice aren't in your favor.
Yeah.
Clearly, Jeremy did not get his dice from that old lady in the parking lot.
Correct.
So,
This is as far west as we've seen the witch in the parking lot in that chicken house, but listen, it happens. And yeah, a couple people in chat, I do think MODOK maybe not being as far up to be able to get some really decent shots off that first round, or was that round 2? And some whiffs on that when he was. I mean, 2 bolts going into Mystique for a total of 1 damage. Oof, that hurt. You need those activations with those big 5 and 6 threat characters to really be working. All right. So I think Jeremy is going to be making his call here. I think he knows he has to go with Malekith.
yep.
Because he doesn't want the shock on there. Because Storm could go first, add the shock, and that's going to
Yep. Yep.
heavily limit what he has going on. Really great placement, too, from Nate, having Mystique be outside of range, too. So that if he does get attacked, Mystique will, in fact, get cover from Storm's affiliation ability. All right, here we go. Looks like we're going. He's retesting again. Kind of, and this is maybe this is part of the play that Nate made, was gave Jeremy too many options.
Yes. Yep. And it's hard because from Jeremy's perspective, there's a pro and con to each target. So you really have to be able to discern what is going to be most advantageous to you to be able to score some points and deny points from Nate at the same time.
Yeah.
Alex is paying 4 to throw 10 dice in Red Guardian.
Okay.
Red Guardian paid to count 1.
What do you, so this is a Butcher of Thors?
I think so.
Okay.
Big one.
There he has a couple of them. Okay, but this is a Butcher of Thors going into Red Guardian. Red Guardian is spending for his field here to be able to count blanks.
And did I hear Taylor correctly? This is going to be 10 dice coming from Jeremy?
It will be 10 dice coming from Jeremy. Is there a different makeup or piece that could have changed out to give Jeremy a better chance in this matchup? Going a little bit wider.
Yep.
So when you come to an MCP event, you're bringing 10 characters. You then determine what crises you will play. Those crises have different threat numbers. You then build that threat number out of your roster. So some characters are worth 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What's that?
Red Guardian goes down.
And Red Guardian is KO'd after
okay.
that Butcher of Thors. That Thor was butchered.
It's a good win for Jeremy there.
But so you have to be a little bit maneuverable in your roster setup to make sure that you can meet certain crisis threat numbers.
You
If-
did also use Comrade's Keeper before you went down.
Okay, so he did use Comrade's Keeper. Had he survived that, he would have been able to throw that big kitty. Would have been pretty sweet.
Yeah.
If MODOK was Zemo and Bullseye, actually, I really like that one. First off, great question. A couple great answers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Shuri was a hedge. But removing some lethality certainly seemed to hurt here. I like that. Malekith with Zemo, Mystique, and Bullseye or Wong. All right, so who is his next target? He's got Storm, Mystique, and Domino somewhere.
Yep. Domino's just on the other side of him. You can't see him past
Domino's
that
directly
fat
behind
wing.
that wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What do you think, Tim? I'm thinking go Storm.
So I'm inclined to think Storm as well. Or a Ferocity. Well, he just spent a lot on Butcher of Thors. He might not have the power for it.
Right.
Actually, it looks like a pretty empty card. So, actually, no, I think I see a 3-stack on there. I enjoy that both of you giving your opinions and thoughts about the game and enlightening the noisy pleb asking all the questions. Well, for you, Spankish, anything. So Mel can be really rough, though, for an opponent on Researcher. He's aggressive. He takes up a bunch of the room around it or on top of it. All right, we're going to butcher a Domino
Butcher
now.
Again. All right. Woo!
Oh, 2 skulls, but she's going to pay to pop both of those and turn them into crits.
Yep.
Looks like 3, 4, 5 so far for Malekith. And we are blocking 4 on Domino, and that's going to be game.
That's game.
All
That's
right.
game. All right.
So the handshake there, knowing, and I mean, that's, what a tough call.
Yeah.
What a tough call.
I hate to see a game play out like that where it was literally just the dice that did him in, but still super cool to see.
Yeah.
I love seeing the different configurations.
Well, and yeah, like Chad has said, there were some construction things there where not getting those first couple kills off
Yep.
really hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree. If MODOK
Yeah.
had done more than a single damage out of 2 attacks with rerolls
Yeah.
to Mystique,
Yeah.
odds are it shouldn't have gone that way, but that's
Yeah.
the thing.
It's fun to see them talking through. I think that Nate just kind of said something similar to that, or like a what if scenario with Jeremy.
The not falling back, yeah, a little bit of a surprise. That's valid.
Yeah.
But so that'll end at
19-7.
19-7. With Nate going now 4-0. Whew. So we are going to be going into the last round here. What's
I
up?
like marsupial. The dice only care about the odds, not the person who takes care of them and gives them a home. It's kind of toxic. Just like a child.
Thank you, marsupial.
Oh, that's
You're
great.
one of my favorite people.
Also, I feel like Jeremy is giving Jeremy Renner, right? He looks just like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, except this Jeremy has legs still.
Other Jeremy still has 2 legs.
That was way too soon for that joke. I'm sorry.
Way too soon. He was saving somebody.
Yeah, he was. But yeah. So, very legitimately, both of these players still might be making it into the championship.
Right. Yep.
They will be playing one more game. They could end with the same score even. Guild Ball, don't instigate me, please. I really don't need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's look at some of the other data from around the tournament. We have a handful of people that have their results in over on Longshanks. It does look like Gabriel Lamont from the Montreal Shark Tank has gone 3-1 as well.
Yep.
Corey Age as well, and Hyper Viper all at 3-1.
Interesting that their games finished up pretty quickly too.
And that's one of those things, especially those top tables, as the tournament goes on and you have 3-0s going up against 3-0s. And yeah, so let's take a look. I think we're going to be talking here to Jeremy or Nate here shortly.
Yeah.
Really like seeing the stuff on the other side there for Nate. He has a really cool black and gold painted Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Looks like he can also go X-Force. Oh, I'm sorry, Weapon X, because I see Logan, Rogue, Dr. Voodoo.
Yep.
Does anyone actually death clock themselves that you know? I don't believe, not that I know of,
I don't
and
know.
certainly not in a stream game.
Yeah.
But it's a good question. That's certainly something we can take a look at. We can ask on this here shortly, or Brian. Would you ask Brian if anyone has death clocked themselves?
Sure. They're both interested.
Beautiful.
Okay, cool. I'll make space.
Absolutely. So we'll see which one pops on here first. Whoop. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.
All right, so Taylor's asking the TO right now if we did in fact see anyone death clocked. And once again, we have one more game coming up.
Brian knows of 2 instances where that happened.
2 instances. Not bad. Out of 91 players?
Not really.
I mean, you're tracking near close to less than 1% when you're assuming 4 rounds so far.
Yeah.
It's happened twice with 91 players. Yeah. Sub 1. I mean, if you're counting how many players it's happened to total, yes, that would certainly be more than 1%. But as far as instances of games where it has happened, very sub 1. Very, very sub 1. Marsupio 311, your math people. What's that actual number? 91 players, 4 rounds. That's what, 360 games with 2 instances of it? All right. All right. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be welcoming Jeremy on. You can pop the headset on. Feel free to just scream into this mic as well, because it is loud in here.
Oh, it's super loud. That's what happens when you jam this many gamers.
Right? For real. And it's super great, first off, to see MCP having such a presence in a hall this size as well.
It's the best game ever. I mean,
Right.
that's what happens.
100%. So tell me about your roster. and maybe what you were thinking going into this particular matchup. What made MODOK show up today, even though he didn't perform as honestly anyone would have bet on?
Well, we played a B, which is the box, right?
Yeah.
I thought each one of them could hold their own, and then I could collapse into whichever side I started winning on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I chose what I chose.
Okay. Now, when you saw that you were paired up against Nate, was there anything in his particular roster that you were concerned about? Is this a type of list that you like to go into? And if not, what is the type of roster that you like to see across the table?
Wow, that's a lot of questions at once.
It is.
Okay. Honestly, it's X-Men, so there's going to be a ton of it.
Yeah.
So playing against a seasoned player like Nate, I mean, obviously he knows what's up. So that's cool, and I'm like, so that's what he's probably going to do, and this is what's probably going to happen. So the one thing I have in my favor is dice.
Yeah.
So that's why I played what I played. I wanted to come and play the game I want to play, and then you can do your best to try and stop me, and that's what he did.
And that's the thing, right? With so many rerolls from both MODOK or Shuri, just being able to be like, all right, well, you know what? I want to kill somebody here, so I'm going to.
Indeed.
It's very nice, but I think... I don't know what your opinion is, but MODOK just getting that 1 damage early round against Mystique, just the dice betraying you, I think, there. Or heavily favoring Nate.
No, absolutely. There was a couple rolls in there that were kind of like, to me, like egregious kind of style where you're just staring at, I just look at them hard enough, maybe they'll flip, right? I'm like, this didn't happen, right? I can do something about this? No.
Right.
It happens, and that's why I like playing the big guys, because there's really nothing to be said about it. It's like, it just happened.
Right. Well, and I mean, I don't think on either side it didn't seem like any mistakes really at all. I don't know if there's anything that, or at least from my insanely unprofessional opinion on it, but is there anything that you would do different in that same matchup?
The same matchup, gosh, you know what, I'd play that again, and I think, like you saw, we were basically neck and neck the entire game. Yeah. And the one thing that changed the game was Domino smoking me with her grenades. And I mean, the grenades are energy, so MODOK usually doesn't care that much. It's usually fine, but he popped off some good rolls and it kind of got out of hand. Yeah.
And tell me about your first 3 games coming into this one. What have you seen so far? What have you gone up against, and how do those games go?
So I played Steve first. It was a Steve list. Boy, what to say about that? It's Steve, so whatever happens to Steve players, they deserve it. So he caught both sides of a MODOK, a Hulk, and also a Malekith.
I do, looking over at your group there, I like seeing the Hulk and the Red Skull Master of Hydra as well. Yeah, so you have some really oppressive forces on there.
And that was the only selection was, did I take Red Skull Master of Hydra over MODOK, but because he did pay to flips, because he's adorable like that, I wasn't able to do that.
Yep.
The second game I played was, it was against, I thought he was going to pull a Thanos on me. I thought it was a standard Thanos Guardians of the Galaxy list that everybody's been playing. Like 78% of this tournament seems to be playing. Thanks, Pat. That's cool. That's cool, Pat. Thank you. So yeah, he was playing that. I thought he was going to choose Thanos. He didn't. He chose Malekith. So it was a Malekith v. Malekith off.
Okay.
The one thing that's better than Malekith is Malekith with Shuri.
Yeah.
So I exploded him.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the way to do it.
Third game was, I played against Shield, which Shield always cracks me up because it's like trying to catch a cat and a mouse.
Yeah.
Well, we played a lot of Shield kind of in the meta, so I was watching what was going on. I'm like, that's adorable. What if I just kill that guy? That's adorable. What if I just kill that guy? And if you don't give Fury any power, the list kind of sinks.
Yeah.
With MODOK and whatever. It just kind of fell apart on him. And then I went and got a sandwich.
So where can people check out your stuff? Infamous and all that good greatness.
Just wherever podcasts are. We're the Infamous group. Jeremy, Brandon, Parker, and Aaron. Weekly. Just check us out, man. We're just a bunch of cool guys talking about cool stuff.
Yeah.
Best game ever.
Absolutely. So going into round 5, obviously we don't know who you're going up against. There's still a bunch of games out there. But it seems pretty legitimate. There's going to be at least 15 people qualifying into the championship tomorrow.
Yeah.
Assuming you qualify, do you bring the same roster that you've brought to the LCQ, or do you make some changes?
No, I bring exactly what I'm bringing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, every single tactics card is oppressive to the opponent. Like, the entire list is just made to be, you can either deal with it or you can't.
Yeah.
And that's why Nate was pretty successful. He had a lot of like dodgy, interesting mechanics going on that didn't really care so much about being alive as to being where you were at in the defensive positions he was in.
Right.
So it worked out good for him.
Yeah, seemed to. But I mean, I love seeing when we see two really respected players on a stream where it is tied literally the first 4 rounds.
Yeah,
like,
it was cool.
But all right, well, beautiful. Well, thank you for stopping by. Good luck in the final round here, and we hope to see you tomorrow, man.
Perfect. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Yeah, you too. All right, so once again, it looks like Mr. Dan is going to be swapping out the mat here going into round 5, so we can get some new, fresh setup here, maybe some new terrain. Super excited for that. He's dusting it out like it's a rug. What's that? All right, so looks like the next thing that we are going to get that Mr. Omnis is bringing over to us, and I cannot state this enough. Charles, Mr. Omnis Protocol, has been sending us insanely good matchups. We've gotten a dearth of affiliations on stream today and making sure that we are getting these good, big, beautiful mats. He is my favorite person. You can get my feedback, yes. Right where it is. Yep. Really show that bad boy off. All right, so we are getting some bunkers, we're getting some trees, we're getting some snows. We're getting all of the great things there. What's that? For the next one? If you want to pop on for a couple minutes, but Dan's coming back on for the next. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other stuff that's happening around. Let's see what other games have been pulled in. Where did that Hydra mat come from? What you can do, actually, right down below, is check out the Frontline Gaming web store. You'll get pretty heavy discounts on that. A lot of the, just until Dan comes back, if you want to fill in, that'd be great, actually. And then, link is right down below. It actually helps our network. This is the company that is putting on the Las Vegas Open.
Do it.
You good for the next one, Dan? You good for the next one? Yeah. Okay. All right, so.
Live the dream.
Living the dream, right?
Living the dream.
They
changed it up
Frontline Gaming.
again. Oh, yeah, they changed it up again. Look at that.
So, yeah, let's actually take a little sneak peek at this. So, flip over to this game screen. Maybe the Hydra one isn't there. Maybe that was one of the other companies. I can ask Omnis here in a second, but do you know the other company?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I tell you, that Hydra mat, though,
it's awesome.
It's so cool. I think Omnis painted all of that Hydra stuff. I think that was all his.
It was.
Yeah, all his
So,
stuff.
and I played with that. I think we went to LVO, not LVO, this is LVO.
You're here.
Adepticon last year is where we met Omnis initially.
Oh, okay.
And we played a separation anxiety game with that terrain. And it was just rad as heck. Like,
yeah,
he did an insanely good job on it.
He's a great guy. And, I don't know if we shot it out, but he's got the sweet Gambit shirt. So shout out to Keebler. Your boy Gambit is getting some love.
He really is.
It's awesome. No, it's great. Some of these games, I don't know. I've been watching these side tables.
Yeah.
It's insane, the level of competition. I don't know if you've mentioned it, but we have 91 people here, which is just bonkers. And I think it really speaks to the growth of the game, this last year of just how everything is going. It's really a wonderful stay of the type of competition that MCP is going in and all that stuff. So it's really neat just to see, where MCP has come from compared to last year. I think this event last year we had 60-something, I think.
Yeah.
And now we have 91 for the
for just the qualifier.
Just today.
Yeah.
And if there's 27 already pre-qualified, if I remember correctly.
27 already pre-qualified.
Yeah, for tomorrow's event.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So like myself and a couple other people,
Yeah.
like Vodka Blitz, a couple other big names. The reigning champ, Mike DeLuca.
Mike DeLuca, yeah.
We're taking a pool of who destroys me in round one. Just what ends up happening.
All right, so I have 2 questions for you then.
Yes, hit me.
Who do you think is going to destroy you, and who do you want to destroy you? In round one?
That's a tough one. I think it's going to be Matt Alex who's going to destroy me.
Okay.
And I'm actually not too upset about that. Matt Alex is an amazing human being and love him to death. But I'm actually like 100% okay if like Art Washburn beats me.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yes.
Some of us have been chatting on the side. We just want somebody from the Northeast to win, just to rep the Northeast. All these guys, out west, out here, they won. Mike DeLuca, won, and he said he's out west here somewhere. So someone from the Northeast got to take it away.
Correct. I completely agree. Obviously, we can't play favorites, but yeah, Mike DeLuca even getting more West Coast than he currently is here in the short term. So
which was worse. We're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, you're heading the wrong way.
Correct.
We had to explain to a lot of these West people what snow is.
Yeah.
It's really kind of crazy, but it's been a lot of fun.
Art is your brother, Lord Com? That's awesome.
What?
Art, I just actually got to meet up, unfortunately, only for a couple minutes with Art here a little while ago. But yeah, I met him for the first time at Everwinter.
It's Greg W., the guy who you kept beating me in first place in New York like for a long time.
Oh, gotcha.
For a long time. Greg, you're awesome. Art is awesome, and it is really, really cool to see you on here, bud. Where are you? Why aren't you here? If Art's here, we got to get you here, too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Robert has been doing great. Well,
Robert Reel?
Yeah, Robert Reel. He just won he's 3-1.
Nice. We saw Gabe Lamont was also 3-1. His game just finished up.
Yeah, we just talked. And he runs like a wholesome Guardians, Thanos.
He does.
Which is really nice. It's not Space Reality, which is
correct,
less wholesome.
Right.
But it's really, really neat just to kind of see where things are coming along. And we're getting a lot of like tag team right now of people on the stream, which is.
What's that?
We're getting a lot of like other people coming in the stream, which is great.
Yes. So yeah, we've been able to talk to at least one person from each game so far.
Oh,
we
that's
just
awesome.
talked to Jeremy from Infamous from his game with Nate. This is just LVO's kind of one of those events, right? Where like anyone that you've ever heard their voice of, and maybe just their voice from like a podcast or from whatever, like they're here.
It's this is big boys, right? This is big boys, and like I said, it's a little intimidating, but it's really cool. And I'm really excited for this bracket tomorrow. Did they talk to you about the bracket?
So my understanding, and fill in what I don't know, is that effectively for the first, is it just for tomorrow, the brackets are just chosen, you get matched, and then you know your next two opponents.
Your path. Yep, you know your path.
This is how you get to the victory, is by beating these people. It's like a Mortal Kombat ladder, right?
Yes.
You move up the do-doom.
It's kind of nuts. And I think the pairings are going up later tonight.
They are.
So we can just not sleep at all.
Correct.
Which is going to be great for me because, we came in super late and who needs sleep?
So my understanding is that those will be going up around 10 p.m. tonight.
This
is, we are Pacific time, I
whatever
think.
weird time zone.
Yeah, whatever.
We're in.
Listen, it's not East. Then
it's not East, so it's weird.
Correct.
Yeah.
But those will be going up tonight around 10 Pacific. And you'll be able to see your favorites and who they have to beat in order to secure the LVO championship.
I bet you mine is Matt Alex 1, and then I have to, if I somehow pull off the miracle, then it's DeLuca 2. Maybe Art's in there somewhere.
Right.
I bet you, I'm feeling it. I just feel it in my gut.
So I'm super excited to go over that stuff. I will probably also be up all night making my own brackets. I'm super stoked for it.
That's what we need to print out brackets. We need to do like a March Madness.
So that is the plan. We will be doing some brackets for tomorrow.
You better have me winning one of them. You got to print one of them, right?
And listen, man, it depends on what your bracket is. How has Alyssa been doing after game one?
She's been doing really well.
Hell yeah.
So round 2, she got matched up against another guy from the Taco Truck podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was, I can't remember his name. He was playing Asgard, and they had demons and another E. And it was just a slap fight. and she did really, really well. She won that game.
Okay.
She had a rough matchup into Brotherhood round 3.
Yeah.
And she ended up just barely losing that game.
Okay.
There was just a couple swings that just didn't go her way, and so that was kind of rough. And right now, she's given it to a foes player. It's been really going back and forth. She switched to Inhumans.
Okay.
So she's been playing A-Force, and now she's switched over to Inhumans.
I like that.
Her goal for this event was to win one Inhumans game. That was the goal.
All right, and it sounds like it might be actually going well over there, right?
It sounds like it's going well. I have to check on her again, so it'll be good. It's really weird, and again, I'll just confess this. It is like just so weird. It gives me a lot of anxiety watching my wife play and like hyper competitive. It was like, man, I just can't take this. I have to like walk away. So it's really cool, and it's just awesome to see so many friends from NashCon.
Yeah.
You know, from Everwinter. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, Brian Watson over here.
Right.
You know, just
always love to see Brian.
Living the dream. And it's just so great to see everybody, and I think things are going great. I'm super excited about tomorrow. I think all of the terrain has been great. I got to practice.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Tyson did an insanely good job.
Dude, that man's he's a madman.
Yes.
Has he been on? Has he been on yet?
No.
We got to. I might have to call him over, and because I'll tell you what. Like I said,
I think he's right here actually. He's dropping
Tyson?
some stuff off. I think
Tyson?
this is Tyson.
But. Yeah, no, it's been bonkers. I did. Chewy and I got a practice game.
Nice.
It was nice. He was playing his brother list for tomorrow. There's gonna be a lot of Brotherhood.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw the breakdown.
I saw the one for today. Is the one up for tomorrow?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But
yeah,
because we don't know all who's going to be in tomorrow. But there's going to be lots of Brotherhood. It's right now. I think it's Avengers #1, Brotherhood 2. Yeah, someone must have dropped for the Avengers. They had 15.
Yeah. So Brotherhood right now is #1. Yeah, and Avengers 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's players.
That's games
on the
played.
left.
Yeah,
I got you. So they're tied with Avengers.
Yeah, someone must have dropped. We've had a couple drops, which is normal. And you also have 91 people, right?
And no Wakanda.
That has been the big surprise.
Yeah.
Is zero Wakanda.
Yeah.
I think, it's been weird because, Gamma loses its oppressive nature. Research loses its oppressive nature, and I think people who were playing Wakanda have just kind of backed off from that.
Yeah, I know Rob ended up switching up. He was a big Wakanda player, and he has changed that up, and it seems to be working for him.
It seems to be working, but there's Wakanda's still very good. I do know there are 2 confirmed Wakanda players for tomorrow.
Ooh.
So they're coming in tomorrow.
All right.
So that's really exciting. I have been surprised with 3 Dark Dimension stuff. Is this more swag? What is
Best of factions for tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, can I see my future one? Can I see my future one?
All right, so we will go through these quick.
I'm going to eat my words, chat.
So Tyson has just dropped off. These are the best in affiliation prizes for tomorrow. So
those are really cool.
If you're the best in affiliation, you get one of these. So let's go through these real quick. We have some. That's actually showing up pretty well. Some Black Order.
Yeah, Black Order.
Is this A-Force or Avengers?
It's
okay.
They look the same.
Then we got some Sentinels.
Surprising amount of Sentinel players too. Can we talk about that? That's
love seeing Otis here playing some Sentinels.
Otis. There were some like bright orange Sentinels.
Some more Avengers.
Let's see. No, they're exactly the same.
Okay. No, they're not. This one has a big open side, and that one doesn't.
Oh, well,
so one of those was A-Force.
I can't match the pictures.
We have some Inhumans. Some
Steve Cap?
Some Steve Cap, must
Maybe?
be. Or Winterguard? No, probably not Winterguard. But could be.
Okay.
Guardians.
That one's Guardians. Yeah, that one's easily Guardians. I'm like trying to look behind the thing and I can just look on the
fair.
screen. Yeah.
Some Asgard.
Oh, that's a sweet one too.
Some
Defenders? Either Defenders or Convocation. Yeah.
And of course, this one, I love this one.
Oh.
The detail on this is solid. So with some
awesome.
Web Warriors.
Where's mine?
You gotta earn it.
It's over there. The other stack's over there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, the other stack's over there. I was waiting for it.
You want the rest of them?
Yeah.
We love these.
Yeah.
These are incredible.
Tyson, do you want to get on here?
If you want me, you got time to
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, I'm just a schmuck.
Beautiful,
so,
and you
yeah.
can check all of these out over at the Facebook, at facebook.com/professional casual. Here we go. Here's the big boys. Some X4s.
And really get super close.
Some Midnight Suns. Oh, here we go. This is the convocation one. Look at this overcomplicated one. I love this. With some convocation, some Weapon X. Tyson, welcome.
Hello.
Some Shield. Did you do all of these too?
Yes.
That's incredible. First off, insanely good job. People have been talking about the terrain all day. These Captain America statues are absolutely incredible.
Well, I can't take the, those are a paid STL, but
Okay.
then I pasted our LVO logo on.
Beautiful.
But anyways, yes.
We'll just burn through the rest of these here quick. So we have some Dark Dimension, some Brotherhood. The diamond is
Criminal.
Syndicate.
Yes.
Oh, top of the Kingpin staff. Some X-Men. Spider Foes. There are a ton of these. I can't believe how well these came out.
23, well, 24 if you count unaffiliated, which I don't have. But I'll probably just make a blank coin for next year. You get a coin with no picture.
Wakanda. And I'm assuming Hydra and Cabal.
Yes, they both. I couldn't find a good Cabal picture.
It's really difficult
Even
to-
searching the fluff, in comics and something, I
Yeah.
really never found a Cabal logo. There might be one that someone can send me, and I'll make a new coin for next year.
If someone wanted to send you something like that, where could they send it?
Admin at lvois.com or any of the groups. I'm on all the Discords and all that fun stuff.
But so tell me a little bit about what kind of went into getting this up and going, what it's been like. I mean, it seems like the energy is pretty high and has been all day since this hall opened.
It seems like everyone's been having a great time. Things have been running really smoothly. Pretty much 2 printers going all year.
Yeah.
And then 2 months of just painting every day. A lot of the terrain is set up so I can rattle can, do highlights, do dry brush, do shading, paint some details, wash some details, clear coat everything.
Yeah.
Because it bounces around in the tub for the next 5 years probably.
Correct.
And then it's done. And then if it happens to be a city terrain, I pull my eyes out because I'm painting all kinds of windows and all kinds of trim. And I can do about 10 of the other boards in the same time it takes me to do one city board. But I try to have a reasonable diversity of terrain. So we've got some city boards. We've got kind of the tech boards with that kind of blue terrain. I don't know if that's seen the table yet, probably not. It looks like Omnis has his...
Just sent up a Weapon X bunker.
Okay, it's got his Weapon X out right now. We've got a ton of different types of crystal terrain. And
I saw that the
fungus.
black and pink just look incredible on that crystal terrain.
I like the way that turned out. So that was I just started printing some of that, so I think I only have 2 tables of that. But we got a bunch of rocks, a bunch of fungus, a bunch of off-world stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have any off-world mats, so there's not as much of it out. But that's fine. It's still out there. FLG was gracious enough. They printed us 100 mats starting last Tuesday. So in like a day, they made me 100 mats with all the new crises on them. And so I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, just to have, I mean, that's a rather quick turnaround to have all of the mats be updated to have the new crisis on them too.
Yes.
Like just in general. So tell us a little bit about some of the other prizes that are going to be happening for today and for this weekend.
So we've got the affiliation coins that are going to go out to all the best affiliated or best of affiliation in the Invitational, which means you actually played that affiliation. Not I dropped Wakanda once and I played something else for the other 5 rounds and I get best in Wakanda. No, it's how many games you won with Wakanda is how you get it.
I think that's the way to do it too.
Yeah,
really,
that's the most
wearing that flag for it.
Exactly. We've got some great prizes. I got 3 places of prizes from Pro Acrylics. For Best Painted. So we're doing also Best Painted judges over the whole convention tomorrow between the first 2 rounds. And so maybe as part of, though it doesn't show as well on the stream, but I can run some stuff over as you guys are doing interviews. So maybe we do, because interviews between round 1 and 2 are probably a little less important since it's just that first round.
Correct.
So maybe we'll interrupt some of that with some of the better tables. I'll definitely be taking pictures of everything.
Yes.
And then we'll post them up, and then you guys can share them around and even put them up on stream so you have nice pictures. You can
Absolutely.
pop up on stream for people.
Absolutely.
And then as far as other prizes, we got our little trophies.
Yeah, so that's these, right?
Yes.
All right, and this is for the Invitational, correct?
Yes.
All right, so we have these as well.
That's the best. The green one's best painted in LVO, bright neon green.
Wow, and look at that. That shows up really nice, too, that green. I love that. So we have silver, gold, and of course, Mr. Bronze.
Yep.
And I love that you have kind of a couple different versions of Cap here, too. You got bearded Cap with no hat.
Yep.
In addition to the old Cap hat. But, so are there any like clear standout, not clear standouts as far as like winners or anything like that, but just some absolutely gorgeous models that you've seen out and about that are just really
seen
exceptional?
2 or 3 display boards that had some really nice miniatures on them
Yeah.
so far. I haven't been scouting too much. This is actually about the first time I've sat down yet today.
Oh, geez.
So it's always a little bit of a madhouse. I've taken the half-mile hike up to the front registration like 8 times today.
Yeah.
And so it's been, but that's the way it always is.
Yeah.
That's what we sign up for. It's organized chaos.
Correct.
And just, putting out little fires and helping people and all that kind of fun stuff. So.
And I don't know if you're the person to ask for this, but the Hydra map we saw on the last couple, is that Frontline Gaming or is that a different?
No,
It
so
is.
that's a Frontline Gaming mat. They might not have, because they've been making mats like crazy for LVO and a lot of stuff's out of stock, but they've got 3 or 4 new mat designs, and I believe that's one of them.
Okay.
And supposedly, right now, I need to talk more with Frontline Gaming. They have my overlay for that, and they should be adding it to their cart as an option.
Beautiful.
So you could order a 3x3 mat. You turn on the MCP overlay as one of the options for the sizes.
Nice.
And then it'll get printed whatever map style you want with that.
Because we've had a bunch of people asking, they loved it, and they're like, is this on the Frontline Gaming store? I was like, there should be a link right down below. It should be there. And they're like, it's not there. And I was like, okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
No,
no, okay,
so these
so
are
that's
new.
good.
So these are new designs.
Oh, so that's a premiere, really?
Yes.
So stay tuned right there. That link is right down there. Just turn on notifications. You'll probably get an update when it gets added to the store, if that's the one you want to pick up. And it is an awesome looking mat.
Yeah. No, the Hydra mat, the one with the train tracks, is really awesome.
Yes.
All their new designs are really cool. Definitely the objective or crisis locations on those I have, they're readable, but they're pretty faint. But that's on purpose, so they don't pull you out of a game.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the table, they're kind of grayed out. The white's kind of ghosty. They're readable when you go to look at them, but otherwise they kind of fade into the background.
Yeah.
So you just don't have a bunch of black circles on the table.
I kind of like that too. It really kind of, it leaves the narrative there without
Exactly.
becoming overwhelming.
And it speeds up. I mean, the marked mats are great. It speeds up the game. I mean, it knocks 10 minutes off of every round.
Yeah.
And, the big problem is, like, you're measuring to secure, and every time you measure to it, it's probably moving a 1/16 of an inch because they're so light. And so this kind of allows you to, it's always going to be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, someone that shouldn't be able to make it between 2, but now they floated a 1/2 inch each. It's like, oh, our board just got an inch smaller.
It sure did. And that's
And that we don't have that problem.
And that's one thing that I just personally just get really bogged down with is measuring. I'm just bad at it for objective placement. So having the pre-marked thing is just what a
just speeds
convenience.
it. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. And then if you have, it's really convenient also for TOs because you know where all the objectives are going.
Yeah.
So if you want something to specifically be on top of a building, you can arrange it so, or you don't have things that are like kitty cornering. It's like, oh, I'm going to cover a quarter of this terrain and it's going to be a problem. We got to move stuff, so
Right.
it's easy to set up tables. You know where to avoid and all the little busy areas and stuff like that.
But yes, Captain, there is one more round for today. It'll be round 5 for today, or game 5 for today for the LVO 2023 LCQ, the last chance qualifier to have a whole bunch of people potentially be going on to the final. I want to say challenge invitational tomorrow. So yeah, this is the place to see probably the last couple undefeated people going head to head. But so
And the next game should be starting about 6 o'clock. So you have about 20 minutes.
all right. So yeah, about 20 minutes left, and that is when we will get right back into that. I think we're going to talk to Nate real quick as well from this most previous game, Game 4. But Tyson, dude, thank you for stopping by. All of the stuff here has just been absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Cannot praise you enough for how much you've done for this.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad everyone's having a good time. And I mean, that you guys are doing an awesome time of streaming, and
I
we're able to
appreciate
get you
that.
out here.
Yeah.
The streaming is awesome, and it lets everyone participate that can't make it.
Yeah.
being selfish, it helps with the FOMO. It makes more people want to come out for next year.
I mean, the FOMO is real, to be fair. Like, you are missing out, but.
And we have, just as a plug, we have tons of casual events here. So we had a 15-team roster event. Tomorrow we have the gymnastics event, which is basically anyone can take a gem. First one's free. The rest, there's other finer details, but then the rest you can just pay. So it's going to be bonkers fun, just all kinds of craziness.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be balanced.
And that's the thing too, is if an invitational is not something that you end up getting throughout the year, those other events are incredible. Dylan Dyer is here exclusively to play those, not to play in the LCQ and not to get in the invitational. It doesn't matter what level of play that you're at, LVO is an MCP destination for you.
Yes. Yeah, we have tons of what we call scrambles, so 4 to 8 man pods kicking off all the time. So we have people facilitating casual games, so you don't have to walk around and say, hey, you want a game? Hey, you want a game? Hey, you want a game? And after the 5th time of, hey, you want a game, unless you're like a super type A personality, that gets a little old. And you're like,
it really
I'm
does.
done. So that's what we're here for. We're like, hey, you want a game? We'll find you a game.
Yeah. But, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you.
We'll probably see you again tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes,
if you're not running around too much.
No, most of the fires should be put out today.
All right, good. All right, but next up we have Mr. Nate Horn from Alfredo's Size 3 Tackle Truck. He is now 4-0 in the LCQ here at LVO for the Invitational starting tomorrow. Odds look pretty good for that, so he's going to pop on right now as well to talk about this last game and the other games that he has been playing this particular week. Mr. Nate, it is super great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And you can feel free to just scream right into that bad boy because it is very loud in here.
It is extremely loud, yes.
So tell me about, we just watched you and Jeremy play. Tell me, going into that particular game, were you pretty happy with that matchup, seeing him go 3 wide? What were your thoughts, or is Malekith on Researcher always kind of intimidating?
Always, yeah. So I have played against Malekith a lot. One of my locals bought Malekith like the day he came out and has played nothing but Malekith since. Even with the nerfs, didn't slow him down a second. He just plays Malekith, right? So that is a game that I've thought about a lot. It's a game I've played a lot. The 15 threat on Researcher is my least favorite thing to happen, right? Like any of his other extracts that gives me a chance to grab something and then run away makes things feel a lot better, right? But with Researcher, I have to, at some point, have models stand in the center and stay there. And I don't want to do that. I just want to run away from it, right? So I was expecting Malekith. I was expecting him, usually at 15, they kind of have to go 3 wide, right? And so I knew what I had to do, right from the start. I kind of knew, I didn't know which 5 he would take, right? He had MODOK or Red Skull too, right? And I think there's pros and cons to both. So I didn't know exactly what his list would be, but I knew it was going to be 3 wide, right? And then you can see, my plan was, and you can see this from deployment, right? Which was that find the flank that has not Malekith on it, kill whoever that is, right? Put Beast on the other flank, which will usually incentivize Malekith, because usually Malekith wants to clean a flank and then use Bifrost to go into the other flank and then murder that, right? And so it's Beast is going to stall for time over here, everybody else is going to try to kill MODOK, and the upside of that plan is if he does have to go after Beast, I get the Researcher. Right, and that's the one way the Researcher benefits me, is he has that tension of, do I just let him get the Researcher because I have so many dudes, or do I go clean up this side?
Yeah. Well, and I think that too, as far as baiting Malekith to one side, Beast having that lower energy defense too almost kind of guarantees that a little bit. He really wants to be over there.
Right.
And then Mystique absolutely being a tank against Malekith there at one point, only taking 1 damage from 2 psionic bolts was incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Tell me about some of your other games as well. So your first 3, what were you facing, and how did you do? And obviously you won them all. Were there any severe complications in that?
So most of the games have had a similar pattern. So I've won priority every time, which means I get to play on pay to flips every time.
Yeah.
Which is a big leg up for X-Men right off the start, right? So that has been pretty beneficial. The round 1 game I thought was pretty interesting. My opponent was also playing X-Men. And we had the same 6 crisis.
Oh.
So it was you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's picking which color. We know what we're playing. And I won priority there, which is actually bad for me, right? Because then both playing X-Men, both good at pay to flips, but he has last activation. So no matter what, he's going to get somebody to get to one of my madmen and try to flip it. There's very little I can do to stop it. And if he does it, he's up 5-3. Right. And now I'm chasing points. and have to try to kill him because last activation is so good when you're a scenario team, right?
Yep.
And so that game was very close for the first 2 rounds, and then Domino and Voodoo just started one-shotting his things. It was just one of those Marvel moments where it's like, it's super tense, and I'm like, all right, I need like one of these 3 things to work, and then they all just worked, and it's just, from there, you just kind of ride it out, right?
Yeah.
But that's the game.
Any particularly difficult points in those first 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, so figuring out how to stem the tide of my opponent being up on VP. Like, usually X-Men should start up on VPs, right? Between first class, between the hop, I'm very good at grabbing extract safely, flipping stuff. Usually I start from a lead, right? So just any kind of game where I have to start down 2 points is complicated, Figuring out how you stem that bleeding and catch up can be pretty difficult, right? So that was one.
Who was that? And what was that against again?
That was the X-Men Mirror round 1.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. The other game, I mean, all of my opponents have been very good, right? If you look at my strength of schedule, it's very high.
Yeah.
They've all been very close games, right? The other 2 were just kind of, it was Shadowlands Daredevil and a Weapon X program.
Okay.
And that was kind of a more traditional, I'm the scenario team, he's the beatdown team, he's going to try to come beat me up, I'm going to try to just play cagey, wait him out, and win on VPs before I die, right? And both of those games kind of had that same trajectory, where I was able to either get a lead on extracts early or split them. He has to come over to me. I try to like wrap around him. I played Madman 3 games today. I played a lot of Madman today. 3
We've
Madmans,
seen a lot of
Sword.
Madman on stream too.
I believe
it's
it.
a very popular one.
And so all of those, the plan is to just like build a horseshoe for them to come into and then try to wrap around behind them, get their pay to flips, and just try to just
100%
always focus on that. So those 2 games, they're very good games, but like high level, it was that same, he's the beat down, I'm the control team, let's play it out.
Now, under the assumption that you're probably qualifying, are you bringing the same roster tomorrow?
Yes.
100%. I love that every person I've asked that to is like, well, absolutely. It's just more practice rounds.
I brought 19 models that have all been in this X-Men roster at different times, right? So like on the flight over, I'm like, I'm going to bring anything I might think I want, right? And we're going to try that. But like this 10 is what I've been playing for the past couple weeks. They're like, I've spent a lot of time, justifying and understanding why each of those models is in there. Pyro almost snuck in at the last minute because Pyro's a real good model, but it came down to I've only gotten 1 game playing as Pyro myself. Didn't feel confident enough to change something up. So no, I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Now, I'm assuming everyone is aware at this point of kind of the bracket system that's going to be happening for the Invitational. If you're in the Invitational, how do you feel, like just from a mental standpoint of knowing that I know what my path to victory is at 10 o'clock tonight? How do you go to sleep? Do you overthink, or do you just say, well, this is what it is, I treat it like it's a regular tournament and not worry about round 3 when I'm in round 1?
I'm not going to look at it.
I think that's the way to go.
I talked to Omnis about this a bunch. I was giving him some shit because I think they shouldn't publish the bracket until Saturday morning. I think people, especially if you're one of the people who have like worked your way through this qualifier, you should get a night off, right? Just like people, I think against their own best interest, will look at that and stress about it tonight, right? And they're not going to benefit from that. They're just going to cost themselves sleep and relaxation, all this stuff. But it's very hard not to just push the button, just open long shanks, right? Like it's a lot of restraint to do that. And so I'm glad I'm on the record saying now I'm not going to look to keep myself honest, because I'm not going to look at it, and I'm not going to look at the bracket tomorrow either, right? Like I'll look at my opponent, but I'm not going to try and look at what's past that.
Look ahead. I think that's probably the way to go, because that is a very big mental play, right? And it is super tempting. But I think in the same vein too, on the counter of that, how do you feel about the having a little bit longer in between games? So if you do have a very high stress game, you can walk away, take a breather, and just reset a little bit before going into what will most likely be another really high stress octane game.
I think it's great. I think the schedule for this event is basically perfect, right? I think Omnis and Tyson and the people setting this up really thought about what would be best for the players. And I think they've nailed it, right?
I completely agree.
It's rough having to do a 5-round LCQ all in one day, right? Like today's definitely the busiest day, but there's no way around that unless LVO becomes 4 days.
Correct.
Right? And I would rather the priority be given to the Invitational, to let that take 2 days, to let it be 3 rounds a day, to have those breaks. I think that's great. I haven't seen an event do that before, and as soon as the schedule, I'm like, this is the smartest thing I've ever seen from a TO perspective. I love it.
Very much so, and kind of one of those things too, right, that could really kind of expand a little bit into other events and other conventions and the like to really give people a very good play experience.
Absolutely, yeah. If you've got the time, 2 days, 3 rounds each, I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I completely agree. And especially when you're in a resort or something.
Sure.
It stinks to drive to a really cool place and not be able to do a bunch of stuff either. Having that time in between day 1 and 2 to relax a little bit, be able to go out to dinner with a bunch of people or whatever it is.
Like
Exactly.
I've eaten a breakfast sandwich.
Correct.
Before the event started. I've eaten 3 granola bars. That is it today.
I'm in a very similar spot, so
I believe it.
completely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
And when I heard initially, it was like, all right, 5 rounds, no breaks. I was like, all right, listen, we'll shoulder down, we'll do it. But it's been an absolute blast, and it's one of those things, right? Once the adrenaline's riding, it does go pretty, not quick, but
no, but it moves along.
you can last,
yeah.
And so where can people check out some of your stuff as well?
Oh, sure, yeah. So if you don't know me, I am Ghost Ear on basically every Marvel Discord that exists. I'm on the Alfredo Size 3 Taco Truck podcast, so if you want to check that out. We got a YouTube channel. We do some videos on there. We stream sometimes. So either Ghost Ear or Alfredo's, and you can find me.
Perfect. All right, beautiful. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah,
congratulations on going 4-0.
Thank you.
And good luck going forward. I hope we see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. All right, so it looks like in about 10 minutes, the final round of the LCQ will be starting for LVO. Taking a look once again over at what games are in. Let's see if there's any still being played. It looks like there may be 1 or 2. Just 2. There's only 4 players left, not reported. Everything else is up. Let's take a look. How many other 4-0s do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. So Mr. Spellshock, Aaron England, who we also first met at Adepticon on stream. Nate, of course. Kirkhoff, Vincent, also from Alfredo Size 3 Taco Truck. The first stream that we had, or the first game that we had on stream today, is still undefeated as well. In addition to that, we have John Defense Dice Aren't Real Elston, Parker Gidry, Danks, and that's it. Yeah, that's the 6. So of those, we have 2 X-Men, 1 Shield, which was Vincent, and we have 2 Hydra, as well as an A-Force and Avengers as well. Now, those won't just be the only people potentially getting into the Invitational tomorrow for the championship. There are potentially 15 up to 19 other additional entrants into the Invitational, which is going to be awesome. It is going to be a ton of familiar faces. It's going to be an absolute blast. After hearing that, I have one question. Where's the hydrate and snack buttons? Granted, I did turn off a lot of the redemptions outside of highlighting your messages. Those might not have been ones to turn off. Those will be on tomorrow. In addition to that, yeah, for real. I don't know which one of these water bottles are open or not, but I will take this incredibly warm water as well. Oh, it snapped. That means it was closed.
It smiles back.
All right. Colin, good to see you. All right, and just a real quick thing, guys. Once again, absolutely could not be doing this without our followers and our subs here on Twitch. All the views and subscribers over on the YouTube link for that is down below. Any of you that have picked up any of these sleeves, right over here. In addition to our Patreons over at patreon.com/professionalcasual, especially our King Ding Doppeldongers and our professional cake sitters. Dan, I'm going to need your help on this. It's been a long day. Going to start at the top always with Bastion and Rob. Then we go into Leroy, Bicon, Cider Drinker, Otis, Dr. D, Tony Hot Hands. Did I already say Leroy?
Yes.
Okay, Devil Pup.
Dagna.
Iron
Maze.
Is there only one more?
Otis.
I think I said Otis. If not, Otis again. And what? Did you really? Woo. All right, so just a really quick thing here as well. Alyssa has officially won. She had one goal. It was to win a game as Inhumans, and she did it.
Oh, nice.
And she did it.
Now, she was saying she was going to play Inhumans no matter what that round. was saying she didn't really care if she won or lost. So that's even better that she won.
Oh, Wizard Skills. Wizard Skills is one of our newest, and Cider Drinker.
Wizard Skills.
Wizard Skills.
Cool.
Yeah. But so we're super excited, dude. I absolutely just love the atmosphere in here for an insanely competitive tournament. People have been super cool. Granted, mostly maybe it's because they've been on camera, or just because Taylor promotes really good, happy people to be good, happy feeling.
Good, happy feeling.
All of the time, sweet Susie. But yeah, so we are only a couple minutes away from round 4. 5. We are also only a couple minutes past round 4. Guys, it's been a long one. Wait to see my speech absolutely devolve in round 5.
Yeah.
Got it in 1. First try. Here at the Las Vegas Open in the Rio in guess where? Las Vegas.
Is that where we are?
I believe so. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of rides. I might not actually know where we are right now, but as always, there's a link down below. If you have liked some of these mats that have been shown today, including the Hydra one, guess who actually made that? It was Frontline Gaming, and there's a link for them right down below. If you want to do us a huge favor here at the network to support MCP streaming and to show Frontline Gaming that MCP is a game to double down on, make sure to use that link down below when you purchase anything from Frontline Gaming. Not only does it help us, not only does it help MCP, and not only does it help Frontline Gaming and events like LVO, ACO, the Cherokee Open,
Bay Area Open,
Bay Area Open, SoCal Open.
There's so many.
There's so many. They want to be providing this level of event across the country. There is almost always going to be one somewhat near you.
Pretty soon we'll have the Oneana Open.
The old Oni Open, they'll call it.
It'll be in the Holiday Inn. No, it used to be Holiday Inn.
The Quality Inn.
The Quality Inn.
What's that? The Oni Open.
Oni Open.
Maybe we'll get Dylan to help name it, and it'll be the Onomatopoeia Open.
Onomana Open. The symbol for that one couldn't be just a mountain.
Just some hills. Oneana is the city of hills.
Exactly.
So we'll also be overdone on terrain. There will be so much terrain everywhere. It'll be all styrofoam mountains. But
I like the sound of that.
But we're super excited. I'm super curious who our next couple people are going to be. This is, once again, just a massive shout out to Omnis, Lexa, Danny, and Tyson. Wow, I am losing it. Tyson.
You're so close with him.
Right?
You got your own nickname for him. What up, Tyson?
And Brian Watson, of course. So, guys, thank you for providing such a great event today. That's not over. It's simply not over yet.
It ain't over yet.
One more.
Last round, best round.
Last round, best round. Just like East Coast, Beast Coast. I think. That's what everyone says.
Is that how it goes?
I think so. But who are we going to have? Will we see Midnight Suns? I've asked several times. I don't think it's going to happen.
Unfortunately, that's not the plan on the other end.
So we'll probably see maybe some X-Men. We might see some S.H.I.E.L.D., some A-Force, some Hydra. As a huge Hydra fan here, love seeing Hydra performing at this.
Yeah.
Potentially making it out tomorrow. I also really, really, really super dig the fact that every single person that we have talked to, whether win or lose, if you make the invitational, are you bringing the same roster? The answer has always been yes.
I mean, that makes sense to get more reps in with the what you plan on bringing to the invitational anyway.
But from a competitive level, I think that means a lot, right? So there's some people might go to an event and run a particular list because they know it might clean up in a local community or something like that to be able to get their LVO qualifier.
Yeah.
But these people have committed to these rosters. They're playing them. And there's a wide variety of them. When you look at the 3-in-1s, effectively anyone that's not undefeated, everything's there. Guardian, Convocation, Cabal, Hydra, Avengers, X-Men, Criminal Syndicate, S.H.I.E.L.D., A-Force. Like, one of my Brotherhood, Sentinels.
We got
all right.
pairings are live.
Final rounds are live. I'll go ahead and link once again the Longshanks as we get into the final round here. I'm excited. You're excited. Listen, we're all excited. Once again, huge thank you to Frontline Gaming and all of the TOs and support that have been putting this event on, and we are only getting started. If you have enjoyed what we are doing here today, oh, I see a familiar face. Looks like we have Spell Shock here. We first saw Mr. Aaron England at Adepticon on stream.
Yeah.
Get to see him here again, and it looks like a new face on the other side.
It's
So-
not a stream if I don't do this at least once.
That's true. You got to go a little bit farther. There we go.
Hi,
This is
Brian.
Mr. Brian Watson.
Just like Ben shoving his nose in the camera.
Once again, as we are getting the last couple things set up here to go into this final round, if you are in the upstate New York area at Bearded Dragon Games, check them out, beardeddragongames.online. We will be hosting a Swiss tournament on February 18th. There will be a bunch of the faces that you have seen today there. Ben, Alyssa, myself, probably Dan. Definitely Dan. Guess what? Dan.
Hi.
Taylor might be there. Brian Watson, Dylan Dyer, Robert Reel, who knows? It'll be the real who's who of probably one of the smallest towns near my town. So,
What?
you heard what I said.
I didn't understand though.
Any word on who the next match is? Yes, we do have Aaron England. And I don't know who's opponent yet.
Let's see can you scroll down to round 5?
Oh, that would be the way to do that, huh?
So where is this? What town? Oneonta, New York.
Oneonta. O-N-E.
Oh, Danks.
Oh, Danks.
I love that name. I was telling you before, I kind of hoping we see that just because I like that name.
All
Danks.
right, so we have Spell Shock and the old Danks. Danks is such a great name.
That's a
I
good
completely
one.
agree.
Is it near Poughkeepsie? Relatively?
It's a couple hours away from Poughkeepsie, a couple hours north.
Northwest.
Then Spell Shock.
Ba-da-doom.
By the way, I believe, if I recall, it was Mr. Spell Shock that ran. No, he ran Black Order in the Contest of Champions at Adepticon last year.
Wow, you remember that?
I do. When you start getting to top tables, when you start meeting people, you see familiar faces, it all comes back to you.
So we've got Aaron and Chris.
Aaron and Chris.
Danks
Does
is
he
also
want to
known
go
as
by
Chris.
Danks or Chris? Danks or Chris? Okay. All right. So little
Chris is probably fine.
little
so.
change up. It's actually Chris is probably fine.
It is very near Cooperstown.
Yes,
About a half an hour.
aggressively near Cooperstown. All right, so we're getting into it now. We're setting up the board. We're going to be rolling for some priority. In fact, let's get over to that priority board.
All right. Oh, we got new setup too. We got
And
new terrain.
that
We got
brand
Weapon
new-
X.
Weapon X will leave you next.
We got the bunker up on top. So real quick, just to give people some idea, because this terrain
Oh,
is
Spanker.
unique.
Spanker's used to live down the street from me. He knows where Oneonta is.
Oh, okay. I think I know who that is. So obviously the Weapon X bunker is a size 5. The motorcycle and the antenna array from that kit are size 1s here. The stone walls are size 3s. The trees are size 4, and then the rest are size 2. The logs, the little pile of rocks at the bottom, and the car are all size 2. Just to clarify that a little bit.
All right, so as far as priority here, it looks like Aaron has priority.
How's the table look?
Oh, we got a red Hulk. We could have a
looks
Hulk
good.
off again.
It looks, it's a little light on terrain, I feel, right?
I mean, position.
Oh yeah, good.
I see Red Hulk on Chris's side in his box. He also has Hydra. Aaron's got a Hulk in his box of stuff. I think he's got X-Men with Hulk splashing, which is cool, at least for a roster.
All right. Oh yeah, that's fair.
Colorado. You can still know where Oneonta is if you're in Colorado, though.
That's true. It's very valid. All right.
Game 5. More importantly, what size is the motorcycle? For this game, we're counting it as a size 1 piece of terrain. Eventually, I'm going to get mine painted up. I have it on a 40 millimeter base. I'm going to count as a size 1 as well, because it doesn't make sense to me to have it be size 2 because it's much smaller than a car. We got our crises for today. We've got Paranoia Pummel's Populous, the brand spanking new one. And also Riot Spark Over Extremis 3.0 at 16 threat.
Beautiful.
I was just talking about that with Gabe from the Montreal Shark Tank. He's saying he likes that threat level anymore to play 4/4s.
Yeah.
Because of the way the crises have been hashed, that is more viable than it used to be, he feels.
100%.
And I agree.
And we've seen a lot of really baller 4s coming out recently.
Oh my God, so many, yeah. I mean, we're talking about Beta Ray. He wants to splash Beta Ray Bill into his Guardians.
Oh yeah.
And go potentially 4/4s. Spankish, that is a very controversial topic amongst any Oneontan. What is the best pizza place in town?
That's a good question.
I say Tino's.
I also
Their
really like
specialty pizzas are the best, especially the Walter. A lot of others are. There's so many places that there's a lot of argument about it.
I really like Dante's. Their sides are really just
They're loaded
baller.
knots.
Their loaded knots
Wreck
are so
my
good.
stomach, but I will eat a bunch of them anyway because it's worth it.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, Tino's is stellar. Unfortunately, Rufino's is gone.
Quinn, stop. I still miss Rufino's.
So the matchup is Chris and Aaron. We are going to there, so we're getting some priority and stuff now.
I believe Aaron has X-Men.
Correct.
And Chris has Hydra or Cabal.
Hydra Cabal and
Hydra Cabal.
Not just a Hydra Cabal, but I don't see a Malekith in that roster.
No. Spankish Sal's changed owners recently. It's still good. It's pizza.
It is.
Do we have the link handy for Longshanks? We do.
Oh, Jimmy, for you, my friend, absolutely.
For you, $1.25.
Jimmy ran a heck of a What If event at NashCon this past year, which was the foundation of my. I'm gonna just hug every shield I can at everything I can.
What was it, Clangarang?
Clangarang.
That is actually a shockingly effective list. I played against you. I played against that with you on, the power phase.
Yeah.
And you'd think for all the strength 4 attacks that it has, it wouldn't be as offensive as it was. I think you nearly tabled me with that list.
Yep.
It was really good.
Well, it's one of those things, right, where...
Oops, all shields.
Yeah, oops, all shields. Well, and some secret kind of bangers came out of that particular one, too, where I took Cable because I've been playing the Power Bottom 10 for so long, and Cable's my dude, but...
And because he can make a telekinetic shield.
Didn't realize how good it was going to be, though. Regularly buffing Captain America, Sam Wilson for 1 power under Cap, Steve Cap.
Well, between him and Doctor Strange doing the same thing all the time, it was so hard. You were so offensive, but also so defensive.
Correct.
It was like, my guys are dying, and I can't do any damage back. This is dumb.
Rolling 10 dice and counting blanks on Cap is just hilarious on a defense roll.
Just not cool, man. No, it was really good. I did like that, taking Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I did have to
S.H.I.E.L.D. list.
I did have to be really kind of talked into it. I really didn't want to do that, but...
Didn't you need to finish a roster, though, or something? Wasn't that why?
Yeah, so I had another pick left. Nick Fury was still around. But yeah, that left me, I think, with 5 leaders. I think I had, because I had Strange,
It's taking
Cable,
so no one else could take them.
Strange, Cable, 2 Captain Americas, and Fury. So yeah, I had 5.
Because you did that in the draft, right?
In the What If, yep.
Found out it was actually quite effective. Right, looks like we're debating a bunch here, looking at squad building.
So we are at 16 threat. So both of these teams have some. I see 2 Hulks, a red and a green, which actually I super love. I see a Scarlet Witch.
Hope to see Scarlet Witch. I see Rogue. I see Colossus over there. I'd love to see Colossus on the table.
All right, looks like he's got it locked down.
Oh, I see a Hulk coming out.
So I think I can kind of see it from here. Storm.
Beast. And Logan the Wolverine. I like this list.
Beast and Wolverine. All right, so that is going to have Aaron going 4 wide with Hulk, Storm, Beast, and Wolverine.
Logan. I mean, well, it's pretty safe to assume if we say Wolverine, we mean the new one, but...
Yeah, fair. All right, and let's see what...
Aaron's taking a look at Chris's squad now, I believe.
So, guys, these are both people that are 4-0, guaranteed spot to the winner in the Invitational. Everything else will come down to tiebreakers, which start at strength of schedule, go to victory points earned, and then finish with victory point margin.
All right, we got Chris's list here as well.
Tuverine.
All right, you'll be happy with this one, Tim. We've got Baron Strucker.
I love it.
Baron Zemo. Arnim Zola. Red Skull Master of Hydra. And Bullseye. So let's have to clarify which one is the leader here, because we got 2 Hydra leaders.
He does not have to declare until deployment is finished.
That's true. Did he declare what his leader is yet? Do you know? Okay. Has not. Taylor shook his head. For his Tactics cards, we got Victory Assured, Exceptional Healing, which I think is only useful on Baron Strucker, but I like it. Inevitable Betrayal.
Love it.
Scientific Method, and Sacrifice.
I like seeing Victory Assured as well. Beautiful.
Did you get everybody here?
Mm-hmm. So I do really like that too, where he can go kind of a couple different ways with Hydra, see how the deployment kind of pans out, and then choose who his leader is and what his affiliation ability is going to be. Is he going to be running Baron Strucker and be trying to put all sorts of special conditions on people, or is he going to be really stomping down on those secures in the paranoia?
All right, and for Aaron's, we already saw the models in the squad, but he's taking Fallback, First Class, Patch Up, Exceptional Healing, and Eyes on the Prize.
Been seeing a lot of Eyes on the Prize.
I like that one a lot, especially if you got somebody like Hulk that generates extra power right away. I like that as an early grab without being too close for, you know, you're not threatening yourself by being too close to the enemy.
Correct.
I don't know what I'm trying to say there. You know what I mean.
I do. To take Baron Nashor, I missed. Ah. That was actually really good. Not a lot of people on this particular stream would get that, but Tim, I adore that reference.
I don't get it at all.
Baron Nashor is one of the boss monsters in League of Legends. It doesn't normally spawn until minute 14 or 16, but when he does spawn, he is difficult to defeat. So you have to be in a position to not be fighting your opponents, but also being able to fight this boss. If you do, you get a buff that increases all the mobs on your team in your area for a while, including giving you a quicker recall, in addition to some attack and magic.
Sure.
Yeah, he did a little bit. LCS is on the other monitor. I love that. I love it. I understood that reference. All right. Call out in chat right now if you got that Baron Nashor joke, because I really adored it. Trim got it. All right, Mr. Bowling, Quinn. Like it. Seeing Matt and Alex over on the sidelines here. The thing that I really like about this particular event is every time I look to my right, there's like 18 people that I know.
Right?
Baron Strucker.
Baron Strucker is the leader.
We are going with that Strucker.
So we're going for special conditions and healing them and getting power back for it, or healing. Yeah. Removing the special conditions to heal, right?
Yes. Well, placing a special condition on an opponent to heal. But it also, in fact, removes it from you as well.
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'd like that to get special conditions on Hulk is a good way to try to bring him down. We do have Incinerate from Baron Strucker, which his goes off on a wild on his builder, right?
Correct.
So he's got not an auto Incinerate, but still relatively reliable.
Yep.
First Class.
All right,
first class.
First class from Aaron.
Aaron is going first with Beast, moving up the middle of the board.
Get them.
And using Eyes of the Prize right away to
like
grab something. I forgot what our objectives were.
Yeah, so Spankish, there's a ton going on at LVO here. There is cosplay, there's the exhibitor hall, and a ton of other games. Warhammer 40K, AOS, Infinity, 3 different Star Wars games, Legion, X-Wing, Armada, Warmahordes. There's a ton. This room alone that we're in is probably room 1 of 5, and there are probably 6 games going on in here.
At least. There's Horus Heresy, there's 40K, there's Battletech, War Machines.
4,000 tables. 4,000 tables here at LVO with at least 2 gamers at each.
So Beast comes up, grabs the objective, move back to zero.
Okay, so Beast is going to go up.
I really like Eyes on the Prize in X-Men to be able to use it and still grab an objective because you grab it for free. Like, that's awesome.
Is this the big event for the year for Crisis Protocol, or is there going to be a bigger event at Gen Con? So
for a lot of people, this is like the end of a tournament cycle. A lot of them were qualifiers to get in the Invitational tomorrow. But there's constantly big events at cons.
Adepticon is going to be the other massive one in March. Massive there. That's where Worlds will be happening for Legion, Armada, and X-Wing, including a whole bunch of stuff for MCP. Those are the 2 big ones, LVO and Adepticon for sure. Gen Con, MCP had a very small showing there.
I didn't hear too much about them at Gen Con.
It was just kind of some organized play kits and stuff. I think that should be bigger going forward, though.
They called the judge over for ruling, I think, to do with the Weapon X bunker? I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so just going over the bunker rulings that you can't tiptoe part of yourself on the flat portion on the bottom and the top, you do still have to be wholly within.
I like wholly within.
Yes.
Alright, got clarification there.
You can't toe onto that piece of terrain. And you also need to climb on top of it.
All right, so just confirming, with the bunker, you have to be wholly upon, and you do have to climb on top of it. Okay.
All right, looks like Red Skull also moved up to the middle there.
Oh, did I miss he moved? He moved and say Eye on the Prize? Yes. Yep, Trim, he did. In fact, use Eye on the Prize and then move back with Beast.
He very well could have declared Eyes on the Prize before he moved Beast initially, because Trim's saying correctly that you have to say at the start of your activation you declare that
he
card.
Very well probably did, too.
And then we got the information after he physically moved it, so I'm sure we were just a little delayed there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to be moving up for Aaron with Storm. Looks like a Storm Hop off of Beast.
Is that Storm Hop?
Storm Hop?
Yep.
So the troopers are on the objective.
Okay.
So they are towing.
Oh, okay, so one of the objectives is just on the flat part of the bunker. That's why, to make sure that they were within one of it. That's why they had questions about it.
Uncle Branches, good to see you, first off. And yes, there are rules to pick up any piece of terrain on this board and then throw it. There are also rules for picking up other people and throwing.
And not every character can do that. The throw mechanics in this game are really great, really fun. Everybody loves throwing terrain or throwing characters into terrain. It's so great. There is a fastball special. If you have Wolverine and Colossus both and a card for it, he can certainly throw Wolverine and things and do a ton of damage. It's super fun.
But in AMG, the company in charge of this game, Marvel Crisis Protocol, is also the one continuing to develop those 3 as well. All under one roof now. Formerly FFG, but now AMG.
Spankish, I love that idea of playing games simultaneously that are affecting each other. The concept of that is fascinating. I've never seen it pulled off properly.
There's a double move for Zemo, picks up an extra on a pass.
Okay, so Zemo is going to move up twice, pick up one of those paranoias.
And then Aaron passed.
Then Aaron's going to say, okay.
Is that a dad sneeze?
No, those are judge calls. So
Judge.
now that we're in the final round of the LCQ, and everyone knows that there will be 4-1s that are going to be qualified for the Invitational, this is when the room gets a little bit quieter than normal, which is still not quiet. And,
a lot more concentration.
Correct.
Sure thing was he was a little nervous about going into this round because he was 3-1 entering it, and about half the people that are currently 3-1 aren't going to make the cut to join the Invitational. So
correct.
He said it's getting a bit more competitive than earlier.
So not only do you got to win, you got to get as many victory points as you can.
Yep.
That is the second tiebreaker, and hope that you played against really good performing players.
A lot going on this round.
Okay, just that double move. Oh, bullseye.
Bullseye. Oh, bullseye right to the middle. That's bold.
Yeah, that's bullseye-y.
Bullseye.
Gamma Leap from Hulk.
All right, Gamma Leap from the Hulk heading up to meet his friend, Baron Zemo.
Hello, friend. We're going to strike here.
All right.
The Hulk
This is
punch.
their first attack. Looks like Hulk starting strong with 1, 2, 3, 4, just 3. And a Baron Zemo reroll.
Oh,
Baron
blocking two,
Zemo
only taking 1.
I don't know how you deflect a Hulk fist with a sword, but Baron Zemo figured it out. Only taking 1 damage there.
He's a strategic genius. He strategized to step out of the way mostly. He just got caught by a pinky.
Correct. He shaved part of a cuticle off along the way. Glad to see you guys are exactly as professional on stream as you are in person. We got one brand, and I have tried to break it, and it will never happen.
I'm not sure what that means.
Dodge, duck, dive, dip, dodge.
Yes.
The 5 Ds.
Uncle Branch is somebody I know, isn't it?
Yes, it's Ben from the Lost Omens podcast.
Oh, it's Ben. I
So,
knew that.
Once again, with
Hi,
all of the
Ben.
news about Wizards, if you guys are looking for a podcast in a different system that still has that great Dungeons and Dragons taste, it is the Lost Omens podcast. Pathfinder 2nd edition. All right, so
Why does Twitch hate your character's name so much?
the auto moderator has chosen to try to block Curva, the
Again?
name for being said. I will allow it.
But this last time it
I
tried
did
to
that.
block it, it said it was offensive. This
It's-
time it said it was specifically misogynistic.
It's prototype weapons.
Why?
Okay, so that was
amazing.
prototype weapons on Zola. Favorite class? No, I can't do this.
Fast.
Magus? No, psychic. Psychic. It's psychic.
I mean, I play a investigator. I almost said inventor.
Oh, curva is a Polish swear word. Ben.
Ben, you've been making us say this for 2 years. It's a Polish swear.
Thank you, Tim, for helping us figure that out.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Logan's builder into the grunts.
All right, so we got a Logan builder into these Hydra Troopers. It means bucket and orcish.
Man, because I play an investigator and I play a ranger on the Slithering.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them are my favorite class.
Axel, I really like Oracle as well.
I really want to try a Magus.
They're just so fun. I want to play a bow Magus.
I want to play.
cast
Yeah, I
spells
want to
through
play a
stick.
striking star Magus with a throwing weapon. I want to try. I have built a Magus that throws a Mambale,
Yeah.
also known as a Hunga Munga. And I really want to. I'm excited to try that one out. So I guess Magus will be the top of my list.
All right, so we got that. Got that Strucker moving up.
Strucker. Let's see. Throw Incinerate on somebody. Not yet.
Doesn't look like he
Not
has
in
anyone in
range
range. It's a
anywhere.
range 3.
Aaron is playing very coy in the center there. Playing more aggressive with Hulk and Logan, which makes sense.
4 to 3 X-Men.
Oh, we're done with the first round already?
All right.
4-3 X-Men.
So that is going to bring us to the end of round 1. X-Men taking an early lead, as they do.
Makes sense with first class. That's kind of the point.
And eyes on the prize. And we just talked to Nate Horn about this, about how X-Men, it's you're going in there, you're getting points, and you're running away, trying to survive. Oh, 5-3. I think I did 3 to both of them because
You
I'm
did,
really
yeah.
bad at this. Because people keep saying numbers and I get confused.
So this one's 5.
Beautiful. So that's going to have Aaron at 5. All right.
The reason they get an extra is buddies on the new objective.
Oh, because he has 2 characters that are holding. So with the paranoia, if you have a character that is holding one near another character that's holding one,
Another character that's holding an additional one.
you get an additional victory point.
Okay, so Storm and Beast are being buddies over there.
Is there any character that is widely considered to be OP? Listen, not for long. Normally when there is, this game is actually incredibly balanced.
Yes.
Logan's builder and Red Skull.
Okay, so that was Logan the Wolverine attacking Red Skull for no damage.
I think most of the community would say Dr. Voodoo at this point.
Yeah, it was Malekith, but he got corrected.
And I think it really brought him in line where a few months ago, if this event was happening, you would see half the tables with Malekith, and now there's
What I do is
a
nice,
reasonable amount.
All right, so we got a what I do isn't nice into an X/. This is going to allow Logan to throw a character afterwards. He did get some re-rolls because he is alone by himself currently. 3 are going through.
Nice.
All right. Hulk is very strong right now as well, yes.
I did not expect to see so many Hulks today. It's nice. Because we didn't see him for a long time.
Correct. Well, and he performs his job well.
Throws him into trees.
Okay, gonna chuck him into a tree.
Go bye.
Take your hand and come with me.
Logan just cleared that flank by himself.
And that's what he's there for, right?
Well, he literally wants to be by himself, so it makes sense. I'm just impressed with how much he just did.
Yeah. Oh, we heard a WOG.
Was that a WOG?
I think that's our first official WOG that we have heard, at least in this hall.
Yeah, there's not a lot of 40K going on in this room, so...
It's just Kill Team in this room, I think, maybe?
No, there's some Horus Heresy, but there's no orcs in that.
Gotcha.
And then I saw some people playing 40K. I don't know if it's a different event or like spillover from the other room, but it's always fun to hear a WOD at a convention.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that, Spankish. So, yes, let me scroll back up. Let's see. Do characters need to be in the same groups from canonical comics and movies, or can you go full multiverse? Okay, so this is a great question, and probably one of the best aspects of this game. 50% of your...
More than 50%.
More than 50% of your roster, or of the squad that you actually bring to the table, has to be of the same affiliation if you want to benefit from that affiliation ability. So if you have 5 models and you want to play Avengers, only 3 of them have to be Avengers. The other 2 can be anyone you want, and they count as being Avengers.
And that allows you to use the leader you have, their special leadership ability. So like Avengers are nice, but they have 3 different leaders you can take to get their ability. Whereas we just saw in this game, Chris has both Hydra leaders in his squad, and after deployment, you decide who is actually leading your squad. You use their leadership ability if you have that more than 50%. I think in Chris's case, are they all Hydra?
Strucker, Zola, Zemo, yeah. Bullseye, probably not.
Oh, right, Bullseye.
Empowered Gauntlet Builder into Logan.
Empowered Gauntlet Builder into Logan, so we're showing 2 with a crit. Logan is blocking 3 so far with 2 crits. He's going to turn that into 4.
Unless you're Dormammu. If you have Dormammu in your squad, you are Dark Dimension no matter who else is in the squad. He is the leader, and he gives everybody more power. It's pretty cool. No damage.
Nothing. So the affiliation abilities are a little all over the place. Some are things like I get to re-roll the dice on some attacks. Some are if I'm holding an objective, I get to re-roll a defense dice. Others are things like every round I can spend some power and heal a character or remove some special conditions. Some affiliations are harder to be pushed around or thrown.
In the case on the table here, we have Storm on Aaron's side, has like 2 parts of hers where once a round you can place a friendly character within one of another friendly character, which is really cool. And also all of the squad basically has stealth where you can't target them from too far away.
Yep. And in the case of Weapon X, which was one of the newer ones, their affiliation ability kind of does a bunch of different stuff. Do you want to remember?
Something like that. You get memory tokens. Oh, cover. I'm sorry. Thank you. You get cover if you're further away.
All right, going to go for it again. Ooh, showing significantly better there with 4.
We've been making a lot of jokes about stealth today.
We have. Only showing 1 success on the defense there. with cover. That's going to turn into 2. Looks like 2 is going to be going through. 3 will go through. After Pierce must be.
I love Pierce. Pierce is such a good ability.
Right? Okay. So he's seeing if he can be pushed or not. All right. So
some debate about the results here.
He's thinking about what he's going to do. He's going to re-roll the shield. It will turn into a hit. Oh, you hate to see that. Oh, but blank is a success though. For this was from Red Skull. Okay, so that's why the blanks were counting. So this is a Red Skull to Logan.
Oh, wow.
He'll take 4, and he's going to exceptional healing. All right, so that means that is a tactics card use. Any character with fast healing can pay 3 and reduce the amount of damage they take down to 1. Might as well use it so you don't regret it later.
Yeah, for real.
Where in Vegas are you? On the Strip? Off the Strip? Fremont Street?
We're in the Rio.
The Rio. Kind of off the Strip, technically, but less than a mile walk away.
Yeah, it's quite close. We're on Flamingo Street, or whatever the actual title of it is.
We walked to the Strip yesterday to get really cool hot dogs.
Ah, dirt dogs were so good. I want another one.
Okay.
Hulk punches Zemo again.
Hulk gonna hopefully do a little bit more this time to the man, the myth, the Zemo.
You should be able to daze him, but
Maybe
now with
not.
all those blanks,
That's a lot of blanks.
Blocks, is that one success?
Here's the thing: is Hulk is not a puny banner, but this time he is.
Yeah, but Zemo got more successes than Hulk did without reroll.
Yeah.
We're gonna try again, but Master Swordsman.
Try again, Master Swordsman. A lot of blanks again.
Almost
that
didn't
was
need it.
almost the exact same roll.
Yep. So that's double the successes this time.
Blocks them both though.
And he had math. Yeah. Yeah.
2 strikes from Hulk, no damage.
For real.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see it. That's. I mean, personally, I do a little bit because I love Baron Zemo, but.
Yeah, again, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
But that's the thing, too, is I have been in Aaron's spot so often. Big spenders, tons of dice. Wow, that's 7 blanks.
That is your specialty.
It is. And my specialty isn't nice.
It's for you.
Who threw a rock at him?
He picked up the rock and threw it at him. Well, if I can't punch you, maybe this rock can.
So to answer that question, there is rules for throwing things, and Hulk just threw a rock at Zemo and did more damage than anything else he's done. Make sure you get some tacos El Gordo. Hands down, some of the best Mexican tacos I've ever had. Oh, hell
I
yeah.
like the sound of that.
Yeah, same. I think tonight we're probably going to try to hit up some Korean barbecue.
I'm excited. Lindsay was telling me a little bit about it. Not what I was expecting, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So it's like pseudo hibachi. You like cook your own stuff in front of you. Like, wow, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Sword striking Hulk.
Oh, fighting. Oh, he's hitting back now.
He's getting real confident with this, and
Hulk
wow, a lot of skulls
okay.
on both sides, couple crits. He has a re-roll. We could actually see
Hulk's
some damage go
blocking
through
3,
here.
Though. Really good roll. Is he doing 1, it looks like?
Zemo
1 goes
gets
through.
1 through.
No bleed.
But no wild for the
bleeding.
bleed. Baron Zemo striking with all the force of a Hulk throwing a huge car-sized rock at Baron Zemo, getting that 1 damage through.
Steel rush.
And then, okay, so
I love Steel Rush. So we got a medium move after this, right?
correct. And still bleed on wild, and there's that bleed. Oh, Aaron, I'm so
that'd
sorry.
be a good attack roll there. That's a lot of
Yeah.
hits.
He did let him re-roll that as it was cocked, and it did convert to 2. Strategic genius, re-rolling 1. So 2 go through, applying a bleed, and a medium movement now.
Medium.
Any chance you can enhance the overlay to make dice view a little bigger during rolls? It is difficult without taking away from the screen as a whole, but it's something we can try to do for tomorrow. All right, so
Making sure he knows exactly where that objective is. Medium move to stay within range of that objective.
Mm-hmm. Still love that idea of just Baron Zemo slapping Hulk around with a sword. Not doing a ton, but just slowly moving around him as he does it. Similar to that scene in Kung Pao, where they're just beating on him and moving
Love
around
that
in a
movie
circle.
so much.
It's really good.
Zemo's done.
Okay.
He did say to dramatically throw us off his body.
Well, don't tell Mom.
Let us lay on him. So good.
All right, so that's going to bring us back to Aaron. He's got Storm. He's got Beast.
Wouldn't be surprised if he passes here.
Yeah.
He's not in range for a lot of stuff right now. Logan went this round, right? Yeah, he must
yes,
have.
because he took out the Hydra troopers. Yes, thank you. So we have scavenger hunts here on the channel as well. LVO is doing a scavenger hunt to take pictures with streamers or officials, find a cosplayer, things like that. We play a little scavenger hunt here called Find What's Wrong with the UI. Sometimes it's that it says it's round 1 when it's really round 2, or I spelled a name wrong, or have a number wrong, or we assume someone or an ability has stealth that doesn't simply provide stealth at all.
That's my favorite part of this game.
Maybe it's dossier, maybe it's storms, clouds, maybe it's double agent.
Secret agent.
Yeah, no, double agent.
Is that something else?
Yeah, that's the one that gave Hulk in Game 2 the reactive to not have reactives or tactics cards used against him on his turn.
Yeah, that was secret agent.
I think it's double agent.
No, that's
the Hydra
Spider-Woman has double agent.
Oh, okay. Well, let me check my book. I really thought that was double agent. Or I was really good at joking.
You are hilarious sometimes.
I really am.
Beast builder.
All right, so a beast builder
Sleeper
and
agent.
a sleeper
We were both
agent.
wrong. We were both joking.
We're both, yeah, we're just a standard duo up here. So 1 damage from Beast.
8.5 hours later, our brains are running low.
So is he gonna?
So Beast was the builder in the bullseye, must be.
And he got the wild, so that means he will get that float like a butterfly place to land within range 1
This is your brain on
of
LVO.
bullseye. Yeah, for real.
You get limited sleep, jet lag, all that.
As always, just a huge thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/professionalcasual. We couldn't be going to these things and providing this coverage without you, and especially all of our followers and subscribers here. Every one of you is so impactful to allow us to do what we do. Thank you.
Thanks for following as well. Samurai Stacks, love that name. Vind1, Maltex. Those most recent ones that we can see. Thanks. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification button.
So we got a parting shot on Bullseye. This is going to let him move away short and do a single damage back to Beast.
And say, haha, I'm over here.
This is the finger guns and moonwalk away move itself.
Oh, thanks for the subscribe, Fry.
Oh, Fry, yeah, thank you. We really appreciate it. And remember, we will be here all weekend long.
I feel like every time I try to sing like the Avengers theme, it ends up turning into the Futurama theme instead.
Yes. I had the same thing with the I Dream of Jeannie song, switching into the Axel Foley Beverly Hills Cop theme. It was really weird.
Okay. I don't think I know that one as well.
So I Dream of Jeannie was like do 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 do.
What's the Beverly Hills Cop one?
Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum.
That's Beverly Hills Cop?
Boom 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 ba-dum boom 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 ba-dum boom 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 ba-dum ba-dum boom boom. Do 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 do.
Now you're the Muppet Show.
No, that's it. It got taken by Crazy Frog, but yes. Oh yeah, you said that. No, that's it. Stop it with the Crazy Frog. It was the Beverly Hills Cop song first.
We had that stuck in our head and recording it. We couldn't figure out why. It's because JB showed us some dumb video that had that song in it hours earlier.
All right,
We got a lot of debate about, or deliberation here.
So I think Beast wanted to move up, get the place, be able to, help secure that objective, and then kind of double tap on Bullseye. But it
Show
does.
theme segment. You're welcome.
It does look like Beast is in fact going to go to the bottom flank, potentially throwing Zemo just away.
I think that's a great move.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right, just going to yeet him.
Whoop. Looks like
Ooh,
into that
into a
log
tree.
for damage. Eat it, log.
It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log. It's better than bad. It's good.
So we were hiking a mountain in the Adirondacks this summer, and I started singing that song as we were climbing over a log, and this older woman finishes it with me, saying it's better than bad, it's good. And then we were talking about her kids are really into that show, and I was like, I never actually watched Ren and Stimpy. I just know that song.
Gotcha.
But it was I was a little too young for Ren and Stimpy. My mom would not allow that one because it was. Looking back on it, I don't think she was wrong.
Yep, fair. Yep.
That one really pushed the limits of children's cartoons.
Oh, it sure did. And got us such classics as the log song or Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence.
That's what that's from?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Toast Man or something?
The Powdered Toast Man. That's
Powdered
right.
Toast, that's what it is.
Yep. But yeah, Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence was a board game in the Ren and Stimpy universe.
That's kind of amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What a great activation from Beast.
All right, so we're getting a
Really
throwing
far.
knife into Storm here. She will not benefit on cover from this.
He's too close. You can see her clearly.
Also, as a result of the.
Aaron will just roll like that.
Oh. All right,
Block
so that's
3, nothing.
no dice.
Yeah, I never
All right,
miss.
I never miss.
So
Spending
she
that
takes
one
one.
to make sure one goes through anyway.
You idiot.
Right?
I know that line. I sold rubber nipples to a horse?
They did,
What?
door to door. All right, only showing one on the defense here, 3 on the attack. Hit and run. 2 damage is going to go through, and then he's going to get a medium movement. Where's he going to go with it?
Home.
You go this way, I'll go home.
I feel like that show always broke my brain too, because it was a long time before I realized Stimpy was the cat and Ren was the dog. I always assumed it was the other way around just because Stimpy was bigger, so I assumed he was the dog.
Yep.
Until I learned that Ren was a Chihuahua.
Correct.
And that's why he was so little. And I was like, oh.
All
Because
right.
I thought it was like the dumb dog kind of thing, but no, he's a dumb cat.
I figured you'd like that better retroactively.
I mean, a little bit. I don't mind that Stimpy's a cat.
Well, and that very specifically, the extremely detailed zoom-ins have been that's I believe Ren and Stimpy is where that kind of originated, and we
feel
saw
like
that
it
in
has.
SpongeBob. We've seen it in a lot of cat
Even
dog.
seen
I
in
think.
Bluey to a degree.
Yeah.
Like that same kind of idea where it's like, zoop.
It's a great bit. Okay.
Oh, we got Tempest throwing a log at, assume Bullseye.
So Storm also used the Extremist Council to heal up a little bit.
3 damage.
And is going to have 3 damage
Looks like
go
he dazed.
through?
I believe a dazed token went down.
What happens when you throw a rock at a frog at a bullseye? The same thing that happens to everyone else.
Same thing happens to a frog.
Unless you're Baron Zemo, and then it just does damage.
I like seeing Storm get work done. Whenever I play her, she just is awful. I try to zap things to do shock. She does no damage.
She's not
I
there to
never
do
build
damage.
up
That's
enough.
the thing you
Well,
need
the
to
thing
remember.
Is, you get so much work out of her using Tempest to throw characters into other characters. Every time I play her, it takes me forever to get any power on her to Tempest. And then my only option is X-23, and she's too heavy. I can't throw her because she can only throw size 2. And I'm like, ugh.
All right.
Plasma Blast. That you like that energy into Beast, but not with a roll like that. Looks like 1 success
Correct.
versus 2 blocks.
All right, so the reroll does help a little here for the Plasma Blast, and that will get at the Wild as well, so that will be an Incinerate. Not that Baron has taken any damage here, but this would heal him a little bit too.
Ben, controlling the weather is mid.
Spankish, could you message me in another place that's not in the Twitch chat here what curva means in Polish? Because I am insanely curious.
Yeah, oh yeah, I want to know that too.
All right, no damage. And that was all from Strucker? Okay. Strucker has bleed, and he was like, Beast, do you know what was really fun? Bleeding. You want to try it?
Here you go.
Oh, so the Zola, the Zola buff gave him the bleed on the skull, and now he's transferring it away. Three goes through that time.
Get a little bit of damage on Hulk. I'm not sure if I like him putting a little, like, plinking away at Hulk. I'm pretty sure he's got enough for an extra die
Wikipedia says is what you would call a promiscuous woman. Okay.
That's a good way to word that, too.
It was. Thank you, Trim.
Beast is down to 1?
Oh, Beast has 1 left. Might be cool to include a second set of text right under the name labels, affiliations being played. So that's one thing we constantly go back and forth on, and that's something I should do. I agree.
Nelly Furtado? What? Fly like a bird?
Okay, Zola does the same.
The first.
Yep.
Except this time Beast dazes.
Mm-hmm. Do your MC characters not get enough power to do fun things? Well, have you heard of our Dark Lord Dormammu? It was, I will say, it was awesome seeing Dormammu show up in such a great way at Everwinter.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I just call him Mamu.
That was just last month, right?
I don't even know anymore, man.
Yeah.
I think that was close to 2 months ago because it was early December.
I gotcha.
So like, let's say 6-7 weeks.
I didn't say it was a month ago. I said that was last month.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's been a whirlwind of a time since the school year started for me.
Spent a small video on Facebook. I'm ready for it, man.
We end at 9-6 X-Men.
After round 2, it's 9-6 X-Men or Aaron. So Chris has 6. Tried to say too many numbers for you. X-Men keeps their lead with 9.
All right.
So Chris is in a little bit of a hole here, but Dazing Beast is a big help.
It really is.
Because you could remove him this round fairly easily.
He gets a
Beast
little bit
goes
less
down in stamina, yeah.
Yes.
Last time I played him, I was like, oh no! He's down to 5 on this side. And he's got a good amount of energy over here to take advantage of that 2 energy defense. Finding his weak point, which is fire.
Correct.
Because it's all that fur he's covered, and it burns real easily.
It's true. The room actually smells terrible. I think that's why it's clearing out. But yeah, and access to a lot of energy on Hydra as well, between Strucker. I mean, literally pretty much everybody.
Arno Zola, too, doesn't
Everyone but Bullseye. Yeah, Zola and Zemo.
Yeah, Zemo's
Bullseye
just
and
got an
Zemo.
S word. Yeah, deleting Beast will be huge since Aaron only has 4 characters.
Correct.
That'd be my go-to right now. I would think about ignoring Hulk.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he's got...
Unless you can get rid of Beast in 1 activation and then maybe start dogpiling on Hulk. We got Wolverine, we got Red Skull facing off one-on-one against Wolverine. I'm not sure who I put my money on there.
Yeah.
Red Skull's a 5 partly because he has grunts. The grunts are pretty far away. Not really helping. But that Wolverine is really built to take on multiple characters.
For real.
You don't get the benefit of the beam or anything like that. So I'm assuming he would just, the claw slash or whatever that the builder is called.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
All right.
Aaron has priority, right? He's got it. He had 4 characters.
Yes.
You try to get activation out of Beast before you're pretty sure he's going to be targeted?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, so I believe Zemo's left on 1. So maybe.
Do you go after Zemo? Do you go after Bullseye?
Yeah.
He's got a target-rich environment. Or maybe Wolverine against Red Skull and try to daze him before he activates.
I mean,
it's like we're going with Hulk.
Okay.
I like that actually a lot. Gamma Leap in the middle, pick up the thing Beast dropped, and then just punch people.
Yeah.
Hopefully better than last time.
I mean, if he has the power for a Hulk Smash 2, hitting dudes with other dudes is how you win games like this. Especially off of some weak physical defenses that exist in Hydra, like Arnim Zola.
I was going to say throwing Arnim Zola into Zemo.
Hulk is going to heal himself on the Extremis first, though.
That makes sense. That's good. Gamma Leap. Do you throw Arnim Zola into Strucker or Strucker into Arnim Zola? Because Arnim Zola's bigger.
He is bigger.
Doing more damage, but if you throw Strucker into Zola, he's got less defense dice. What do you...
I think you go for the automatic damage with Zola.
I agree.
Yep.
I like throwing the bigger thing into the smaller thing.
Right?
Is the game balanced at this point? As a whole, this game is incredibly well balanced.
Yes.
Especially compared to my experience with miniature games. This one is the most balanced game I've played. In terms of, let's see who will come out on top from this point. Aaron having a 3-point lead after 2 rounds is pretty significant. I think Chris, like you're saying, if he can get rid of Beast, he's got a much better chance. That's just another character he doesn't have to score points.
So we do have a strike into Strucker there for no damage.
Wow,
Hulk just can't get momentum at all. Oh, 1 damage goes through.
Okay, that's a little, again, pinky hit. But one thing I love about this game, Spankish, is that this is far from over. We've seen much bigger comebacks.
Yep.
Okay. This Hulk needs to wear his banner glasses, apparently.
All right, he's going to strike again. Oh, man. That's just so... Oh, wow.
That is just... It's just the roll. Like, you can't do anything when you roll that many blanks and skulls and blocks on an attack.
Yep.
Was that anything?
No. 2 and 2 on both sides
2
there.
strikes, 1 damage. So he's got to have... He hasn't been building power with his strikes.
Correct.
But he hasn't been spending much. Just to Gamma Leap. Well, he spent 1 to heal as well on the console, so he might... I don't think he has power to throw here.
I don't think he does.
He does have power.
Okay.
Throws Zemo into the log and dazes him. Interesting. Not any of what we thought we might see there.
Yeah, I think if he had gotten some more damage done there, but he needs to complete something on his turn, right? And it's not going to happen with a throw at that point.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any damage on Arnim Zola or Baron Strucker, so finishing the job on Zemo makes perfect sense.
Also, thank you, The Monster and Samurai Stacks for the follows. The Monster. Also, Samurai Stacks, I think that will be something we probably do for tomorrow is get the affiliations on there. When all this goes over to YouTube as well, the affiliation, the rosters, and the squads will all be in the description of those videos. So if you're not already, head right down south to that YouTube link, click that button, give that a sub and a follow, and turn on that notification bell. Ding!
I like Samurai Stack's name because every time I see the word samurai, I can't help but say it like Aku from Samurai Jack. He's samurai.
Extra thick.
What?
It's also a Akum quote from the more recent Samurai Jack.
More recent? Like the final season?
They redid it. There was like the relaunch thing they did.
What?
Yeah, they.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. So
yes, just the way they want it said. Oh, is that Mystic?
Yep.
Oh, he's not rolling well either, though. That's 3 blanks and a block and an attack.
Yeah.
Re-rolls a blank into a block. Oof.
Nice.
Oh, Beast blocks 3. Nothing.
Nothing on Beast. So, Spankish, the deal behind Curva is Uncle Branch's character name in Pathfinder 2nd Edition on the Lost Omens podcast. Wow. Oh. Okay.
See a drunken bar. He's actually an orc monk,
Yeah.
but he is comedy gold.
He is comedy gold.
was amazing.
He's such an incredible character. He is an orc, ex-pirate, ship janitor.
Who's obsessed with cleaning things.
Oh, and the bits around the cleaning are just so good. What solvents you use to clean up demon blood versus an aberration blood, it's...
You'd think it'd be soap, but you'd be wrong.
You'd be wrong.
He's currently just orc. That's true. He's not a janitor right now.
That's accurate.
Scientific
Ooh.
method onto Strucker.
So now when Strucker is attacked, unless you spend some power, he gets to use 2 extra defense dice. He also gets a range 2 mystic attack.
So Quinn says, wait, I didn't get flagged for that because he just wrote curve. I think because we have allowed it a couple times now, that it's just being allowed.
All right.
So we're going with Beast.
Yep, and he goes into
Attacking
Strucker.
No damage.
damage.
There's so many pillow-fisted attacks here today, this one. How different this game be if either of them could have rolled attack dice?
Right? Well, oh, beautiful. Yeah, hopefully we haven't been like breaking the Geneva Convention or something like that by accident because of that name.
Right? How did you just make that one up, Curve? Ben, was that just like a random Curva sounds like a good orc name?
Oh, it's pretty harmless. All right, beautiful, beautiful.
Wanted to start with a strong K sound.
Okay, this one looking a little bit better. We're showing 4, only blocking 2 so far. Strategic Genius re-roll, not turning it into anything. So it does look like 2 will go through.
That's like the hardest hit we've seen today.
Right.
In this game, I should say.
Okay, exceptional healing on Strucker. So he only takes 1 damage.
So never mind, not the hardest hit we've seen so far.
Good call, though. Good call. Okay, then Beast is going to spend 1 to use the Riot Extremist Council to heal Hulk.
We can heal other people with that? I thought it was only yourself.
You can pay to heal a allied or friendly character within range 2, I think. Even you don't even need to be right on it. You just have to be within 1 to activate it. Is this the final round for the day? Yes, it is. Green Knight, also good to see you again. And yes, it will be the final round for today, but get ready. Today's the warm-up. The next 2 days, bracketed, invitational only. This is the culmination of a ton of events. Bullseye into Storm here.
Throwing stuff.
She's going to block it all. She don't care. You can't throw paper clips into a tornado and hope that it reaches its target. But he's Bullseye. Is he going to pay 1 to have it do it anyway?
Let's see. I believe we start at 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll be live
Pacific
a little bit
time.
Before 10. First round starts at 10, so we'll be...
So Mountain Time would be no. It would be later. It would be 11 Mountain Time.
It's so weird being on the other side.
Yeah, it messes up my brain a lot. What time? Don't even start about Australia. Who knows?
Quinn, what time do we start in Australia tomorrow? I believe Australia is 14 hours ahead of us.
Well, it depends on where you are in Australia.
Oh, that's
because they
valid.
have 3 or 4 time zones as well.
Gotcha.
Where Quinn is, I believe, is 14 hours ahead.
Okay, we are going to fall back.
You just flip the AM and PM and add 2 hours to it.
Yes.
And it's the next day.
So Storm is going to fall back from that attack.
Oh, Friday's also in Australia.
That should get her outside of range 2, so she will get the cover. But she doesn't really benefit from cover against Bullseye anyway.
Ben says Australia isn't real. And then Ben's like, Ben, we've met. Or Quinn says, Ben, we've met.
All right, so we are going
to
run and hit, but not in that order. She will take 1 from it. Once again, that's like a Hulk punch.
Oh, she dazed?
Oh, that'll do it.
Well, I didn't even know she was down that low.
He's been plinking away at her for a hot minute here.
That's what Bullseye does.
Spankish, and I love that.
That's amazing.
Australia is real, written in the local dialect. Bullseye is going to pick up the Paranoia, and then he's going to try to destroy you.
This Bullseye's getting work done.
Once again, if you are just joining us, we are at the Las Vegas Open at the Rio in, guess what, Las Vegas. We are here for Frontline Gaming's last chance qualifier for the Invitational, which starts tomorrow at 10, not Tam.
You got it.
Or Tim.
First try.
But 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be live a little bit earlier than that as well, where the Invitational is going to be started. Get hyped, get pumped. Make sure you pack a bag lunched, because the Hulks are going to be punched.
Yeah, get your lunch delivered by Scott's Catering.
That's true. If you're in Rochester, New York.
They have like a local one here too.
Oh, they do?
I guess.
Oh, nice.
That's what Lindsay
Or if you're
said
in
was
Vegas.
delivered here.
Wherever you are, the only two places, Las Vegas, also Rochester. Why don't you get some Scott's Catering? They have wonderful gifts baskets. Would you like some almonds that also are called Life's Nuts? Because you can get Life's Nuts from Scott's Catering.
There is some Propel water in there that has like electrolytes.
And there's some
it tastes like grape.
Sprouted pizza almonds.
Whoa, he went far.
Okay, so the Logan, a Wolverine, moves up, walks over. He's going to storm hop off of a dazed storm to get into range of Bullseye and then give him a strike.
And then place within one.
And it will
Dazes
be
Bullseye.
No damage.
He's like, you can't touch. Oh, that was no damage symbol. I thought that was a dazed. It was away from the neck, so it's nothing.
Yeah, that was the nada.
I
Seen
just
a lot
like
of
that
those.
Wolverine's like, oh, you don't touch Storm, and runs over there and then misses.
And I won't touch you either.
Again, these attack rolls. What is happening?
Right. The wind being generated outside of this X-Force bunker or this Weapon X bunker are next level. And they're not just from Storm. They're also from big, heavy fists constantly missing.
Whiff.
Hoo-ha! Parting shot.
Bullseye, since he did not daze.
It's gonna do one more to.
He's just running away over there.
He is saying goodbye for a little while, doing one automatic damage to Wogan the Wolverine before moving away short. Oh.
Wait, what?
Bullseye,
Bullseye's injured?
Bullseye's so strong, he's literally incapable of dazing right now.
I totally forgot he was injured.
As if he does go down, he will be gone.
Removed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a surprisingly unfortunate roll from Logan there.
It is.
Definitely could have dazed or KO'd Bullseye there.
Correcto.
But Bullseye's away from the objectives. He might be holding a Paranoia. What are they? Disturbances is what you hold in that one?
Yes. Yep. Well, and if it seems like a lot of these characters have a lot more damage on them than you would assume, it's because picking up those Paranoia disturbances does in fact damage you unless you are within a specific range of another character.
I think it's 2.
All
Plasma
right.
Blast in the Beast. We got 2 hits. Beast blocks them
2
both.
blocks 3.
He blocks 3.
Sometimes you just need to be arrogant. You know what I mean? Arrogance, that would have changed that. It would have been 4.
Right? Their attack rolls are not working, but the defense rolls on both sides are great.
All right, and that wasn't Incinerate at least.
Okay, so energy's down to 1 for Beast. Maybe we can get some damage through.
And that'll heal up Strucker at least a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Try again.
Do it again, second verse.
Wow, 2 blocks, 2 blanks, and a wild.
Listen, strategic genius.
And Beast,
nope.
Cover,
cover.
Storm ability into a block for nothing. This is wild.
All right, heals 1 from fast healing at the end of his turn. So he did heal at least 2 that activation.
Did he even have 2 damage on him? I can't tell him.
Yeah.
There's so little damage being dealt. How many table flips? like, literally?
So thankfully, security is pretty tight here. And once again, this is the last chance qualifier. This is to qualify for the Invitational that starts tomorrow. A culmination of dozens, if not millions of events.
You go from dozens to millions.
Listen, it's just like MCP. You do 1 damage or 50.
What do you got, Helios out here again?
Right.
I rolled 90 dice, maximum. Pocket sand. We can grab some pocket sand right out front in the hotel since we're in the desert.
That's true. Actually, very valid.
Wish I thought of that.
Grab the old dirt dog.
Dirt dog.
All right, so he's got Zola. Or maybe Zola already went. I think we're looking at
I believe Zola went
Master
there,
of
yeah.
Hydra here.
We still have Red Skull. Red Skull should be getting some work done.
So he just inched up those troopers to be within range 3, I believe, of... Okay.
Because they're both sitting on objectives here. Chris definitely needs to play the objective game.
Yes. And
okay. So he's the Hydra troopers moved up to be in range of Beast, but they didn't want to spend their second action to shoot him because they were off the objective. So he just moved back instead to stay on the objective, keep that point, which he definitely needs.
10 to 15.
10 to 15 now. I assume X-Men has a 15.
so I mean,
Chris didn't score 9 points there.
Chris scored 4 there.
But Aaron scored
6. So it's a 1-point game here. It looks pretty rough for Chris as we go into round 4. And
so it is possible to play if you table your opponent, you win automatically. But it's not seen as viable unless you build your list a specific way to be super fighty, and it's still really hard to pull off. It does. You see about less than 10% of games win that way. Ironically, the first game we did today did win that way.
So they actually say it's about 30%.
Is it
so
30?
We were talking to someone earlier that was talking about kill teams, Jeremy from Infamous, and he was like, when you're running a kill team, about 30% of games end in an elimination.
30% of the time if you built your
Yes.
squad that way specifically.
Yes.
Logan takes down Bullseye.
All right, so Logan
right away.
is going to finish off Benjamin, the Bullseye,
These guys are going quick.
Poindexter.
It's really risky to build a list specifically to try to table your opponent. As Lord Congreg is saying, the dice rarely cooperate.
Yep.
So even if you have a list that I've tried to build super offensive lists,
Yeah.
and they can just whiff completely.
Well, we saw in that last round, right? That was a kill list that we needed to kill. It was MODOK, Malekith, and Shuri, with a ton of bad luck protection between Shuri and MODOK.
Yeah.
And sometimes the dice don't agree.
Mm-hmm. And I've gone up against a list that I see of Tim's that are like, don't look like they're built to be a kill list that end up just going that way. Like when you play a wide Guardians, they just have so many attacks. By law of averages, you're going to do a lot of damage.
Correct. List of games where dice cooperate. 1, 2. Uno. Actually, dice are usually pretty level there. I think that's it. If you look at...
Logan stole something and is running away.
Okay.
Okay, so KO'd Bullseye to drop the objective and then running away with it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem here is Chris has to keep Aaron from scoring 1 point, or he needs to score 5 more points than Aaron to tie it up.
Correct.
Which is a tall order,
It
especially
is.
since Beast could have been gone round 2 and he's still here round 4.
Correct. Yeah, this is the turn where Hulk maybe continues to not do anything, but we'll see.
I don't know. If Hulk pops off here, it's pretty much over for Chris. If Hulk can do what Hulk's supposed to do, if the dice cooperate.
Okay, so these are Hydra Troopers into Hulk. We're showing 2.
Okay. The only thing within range to stay on the objective, that makes sense.
One's going to go through. Hydra Troopers are going to be doing a damage here. They
Here we
also
go.
have Strategic Genius here and might...
No,
okay.
rerolls into a block.
Okay, so no damage.
No damage.
And it does take 2 rounds to kill someone. So once you get someone full of stamina damage, they flip to an injured side where sometimes they get stronger, sometimes they get weaker. How much went through?
Except the Hulks.
One goes through on that second attack into Hulk. And then there are big kind of meat tank characters, She-Hulk, Hulk, that don't flip. They just have a ton of hit points, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Empowered gauntlets into Storm.
Okay, so we have some empowered gauntlets into Storm.
Oh man, he could get real lucky here and KO a Storm.
He could.
Again, a ton of blanks, blocks, skull. You got 3 successes.
He likes blanks, though.
Oh, he does like the blanks. That's actually a good roll. That's 6. She's blocking 1. I think he already changed it for cover.
She takes 4.
She takes 4. I think she's got 1 left. Do the gauntlets again?
I mean,
do it again. Yeah.
Take her down. That's is gonna.
If you
She
get
is
rid of
injured,
Storm
right?
here. Yeah, she is injured, so this would KO her. Ooh, he got 2 skulls and a block though.
3 on 3.
Oh, nothing.
Dang shame. Dang shame. I don't know. Bullseye could just be like, I never miss, and just do it anyway.
But he's not there.
Red Skull Master of Hydra simply not as cool as Bullseye.
That's pretty accurate.
What everyone says. All right.
So that wasn't a terrible activation. Storm hasn't gone yet, though, so that...
Correct.
that
He has
hurts.
Hulk, though, there, too. Hulk might be baity enough to want to activate first, but Aaron's in a pretty confident point here.
Yeah.
Where it's really Aaron's to lose. So, depends on how outlandish he wants to be. Why be risky when you can be tricksy?
Yeah, because he could win with just Logan over there holding that objective as long as Chris doesn't then score 6.
Yeah.
Well, Chris is saying the game's already over. I don't think there's activations to
So
score that many.
because victory points and things like this matter,
Yeah, they got to play it out.
they got to play it out. Especially
pretty sure
for an
both of
invitational
them-
spot.
Hulk through Baron Strucker. Now he's just going to walk
Throwing Baron Strucker, moving away,
Okay.
up to the secure.
moving again. Yeah, getting Hulk on a point, too. Now he's essentially guaranteeing 2 points this round.
Yep. And any point he gets here that is over his opponent is going to help his
Tiebreakers.
tiebreakers considerably.
Wasn't quite there, so he's going to gamble.
Okay, so he couldn't quite make it, so he will Gamma Leap on top of it.
I mean, might as well.
You got to commit to fitness.
And then he heals himself for 1.
And then heals from the objective. Chris is doing some measurements here, see if he can, any way he can to get that last damage on Storm. I don't think so. Should be able to eliminate Beast, but
Objective is Murder Beast.
yep,
All right.
It's a new objective is to get Beast off the table. I mean, this is something we said should have been easy 2 rounds ago.
Correct.
And it just
Right, and
was
we've
proved
seen
to
that in
not
a
be
lot of
that.
the games on stream, right? We see that Winter Soldier just hanging out for a
Yep.
little while, popping off a whole ton of shots. Beast happens to be this round. Wow. Just
Oh. 1 success there. Reroll into another block. Jeez.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen Dice consistently just not showing up like this. Just being like, no, I don't want to work for you.
Correct.
Doing it again. Again, 1.
Strucker.
Oh,
You
at
are-
least the crit got into. That does 1 more damage with the crit.
You got an incinerate bat on him.
He rerolls into more blocks.
Listen,
2 damage go through.
that hurts me on a personal level that Strucker is performing this way.
Thanks, Jimmy James.
Jimmy James, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing good, man. Really appreciate you hanging out on the WoW streams all the time.
And then Strucker heals for 1.
Then
Strucker
Strucker
heals for 1.
from healing factor. Didn't get it done there, but Armazola could take out the blue furred beast. I'm trying to say there.
And-
Flipler.
And once again, talking to Nate Horn at the end of the last game, that when you're playing X-Men, it's an attrition game. Try to score a little bit more points so you have a lead, and then just hold back and hope you live.
Yeah.
And Beast has certainly proven that works in spades. No one's thrown a motorcycle yet, though?
So Beast heals himself for one.
He steals 1 from the objective, so he's immortal.
He's just completely removed 8 of Strucker's activations from this game with that Extremis heal.
Throw Zemo.
And then he just double moves away, saying, "You can't kill me. I'm way over here now."
No, boo-boo. My fur is blue.
I love how Aaron has basically redeployed back, like, throughout the game, has repositioned back into his deployment zone. He's almost back where he started, but with 15 victory points.
Zemo's gonna charge.
Zemo's gonna get there, man. Go get him.
Go on, get. That long move makes such a difference here.
Jimmy Jams, by the way, I really appreciate the lurk. Anyone out there that's lurking, listen, it helps us considerably, so we appreciate you just hanging out.
Also, thank you, Evanos, for the follow.
Master Swordsman.
There we go.
Here we go. Chris is excited. We got.
He rolls 2 skulls when he Master Swordsman, when he can re-roll everything. Strategic Genius alone could have just re-rolled this into a blank.
Another blank.
Master Swordsman into a blank. Oh.
He's yelling at the dice. Aaron's like, "I'm sorry." And this is what. And then finally, Aaron has a bad defense roll with no successes, and Chris still can't get more than 2.
Right.
Oh.
And he spent for it too. He spent for the strategic or for the Master Swordsman, so he could have re-rolled everything.
But those skulls, those failures popping up. Oof, that is rough. Creeping.
And do the creep. Do the creep.
I used to have a kobold character I'd play in like D&D type games named Creepin'.
That's true. So we do have a handshake.
Bring him back.
That is going to bring it to an end. So that is going to be the end.
Up a fight, but Aaron had the lead, kept the lead, and then ran away with the lead.
100%. So that is going to have Aaron.
All right, end of the game, 20-13.
2013 for Aaron's X-Men. We want to take a look at Longshanks to see what else we got. So Aaron goes undefeated.
Let's see if there's
ends 4-1.
Are there any other undefeated boys in this? Looks like just Nate.
Nate Horn goes undefeated as well.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, as expected, all the undefeateds, half of them are going to win this, and half are going to not win this. But it does look like the first gent we saw on stream today, Kirkov, Mr. Vincent, did go 4-1, as did Jeremiah England, Will Schur, Gabe Lamont. Okay. Montreal Shark
did
Tank.
Win that last game. Good for him.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That's Sure Thing. All right. Corey also went 4-1. Count Zero, Nick E also went 4-1, and Hyper Viper. There's still one other game.
That's a great name, Hyper Viper.
Between Defense Dice Aren't Real and Parker Guidry to see which one of them will be going 4-1. So you gotta love that. We're probably going to take a little talk here, maybe with Aaron.
Alrighty. I'll let him know he can have a seat and talk about the game if he wishes, and I'll see everybody later.
All right, guys, remember, after we're done with Aaron, we will be off for the night, but we will be back at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Either one, I'm good. Either one, we will, 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. We'll be back with day 1 of the Invitational. Tonight, the brackets will go up at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All of the contenders for the Invitational will have to submit their rosters within the next couple hours. Once that is complete, the brackets will be generated and will be set. Every player going to the Invitational will have a path to victory, and they will know every opponent in that line. Will they look at it? Will they go like Nate Horn and completely ignore it so they do not stress out about it or overthink it? I think there are a lot of ways to take that. There's a lot of ways to deal with that stress going into tomorrow. The brackets will be on Longshanks. I believe there is. Follow the Facebook down below. Go and give us a follow there. Effectively, as soon as we have that information, we will post it there. As soon as that's available, we'll get that posted. 100%. So please give us a follow right down there. Also, Console, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. And before we get into that, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, day 1, there are paths to victories, and they will be very public. So, yes, sir. All right, so we are going to welcome Aaron on here. Aaron, it's been a minute. Haven't seen you since Adepticon.
Yeah, it's been a while.
How have you been?
But honestly, I've been doing well. I've been playing Shield for almost the rest. My last Midnight Suns tournament was Bug Eater, and then I've been playing Shield then. And then I was listening to the Omnis Protocol cast talking about X-Men Red. I was like, I got to try this. So I threw it in Adepticon, and so far I'm doing pretty well.
Beautiful. So tell me about going into this. I mean, on both sides, just a lot of... Oh, I haven't seen him yet. Sorry. One second. Sorry. So going into this, there was a whole lot of blanks on both sides for a lot of huge attacks. Tell me about that feeling on both ends. And now, when that happens, X-Men seem like they're in a pretty good spot because they score early and just have to live.
Yeah. And that is one of the nice things about X-Men is you got the extra defensive tech from Storm. So if both people are rolling bad dice, you're going to have a little bit of an advantage. And if you are able to jump to an earlier lead, if the attack dice are bad on both sides, you definitely have an advantage. But there's just nothing worse than getting whiff after whiff with Hulk, because he's a 6-point model. You expect him to do 6 points of work, and he just isn't coming through.
Especially against that Zemo early on, that had to be frustrating.
Yeah, seeing a 3-point model hold its own versus a 6-point model is a little... It makes you just want to scream. But,
right.
I mean, that's Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's what I love about the game. Is like you can have Hulk go up against Zemo, and Zemo sometimes wins.
Yes.
And I just like some people don't really like the swingy dice. I love the swingy dice. I think it just makes for a really entertaining game.
Well, you're never really out of it, right? Like you commit to someone like Hulk. He doesn't perform in the early rounds, but still, then you have someone like Beast that literally can't be taken off the board. He had 1 goal there in those last few rounds, and it was just get Beast away, and he just holds on against energy attacks and incineration.
Yeah, I think I kind of misplayed Beast a little bit during the game. I think there was definitely some choices that I made that put him in more harm's way than he should have, and by all rights, he should have died 3 times over, but he just rolled well. I don't know what else to say.
So tell me about Logan in this. How much I guess experience do you have with him? Is he someone that you really kind of have been playing a lot over the last few rounds, or?
Yes. My plan with Logan was to put him in every single Extremis console game that I had, and I think 3 of my 5 games were Extremis console. It was either 2 or 3, but at least 3. Because the plan with this list is you've got one big baddie in either Red Skull or Hulk, and he's going to take either the left or the right side, whatever is better. And then Logan, because he does so well by himself, takes the other wing. And so you basically got 2 very high offensive characters on both wings, and then whatever points you have left basically tries to hold on to that back objective or support Hulk, because you really don't want to support Logan too much because he doesn't like to have his friends around him. And so far that tactic has gone pretty effective so far.
Now, so seems pretty guaranteed, right, that you'll be in the Invitational tomorrow, going 5-0.
I sure hope so.
And the last chance. Are there any changes that you feel you want to make to this roster, or are you pretty set with this?
I'm pretty set. Like the biggest slot change that I'm still waffling on is the Tiz drop, whether it should be Toad or Honey Badger.
Ooh, okay.
There are some point variations where having an affiliated 2 is really nice because it allows you to put both Colossus and Red Guardian in to protect Hulk and or Red Skull in the same list, and you can't do that without an affiliated 2 at certain point ranges.
Yep.
So, but Honey Badger she doesn't score, and X-Men really want to be able to score points to win. Like all teams do, but like X-Men play the points game. I won't say better than anybody else, but they're in the top 3 in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
And having Toad to be able to run up, grab something, and run away and just score every single turn with the 2-pointer, it's super valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm probably going to keep my list the way it is for tomorrow. But if I were to change something, I will be doing more experimentation with Honey Badger to see how good or how not good she is.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So, and I'm assuming you're familiar with how the bracket's going to be working for tomorrow. So at like 10 p.m. tonight, Pacific time, you'll know your path to victory. Do you intend to look at it, or are you going to completely ignore it?
Oh, we're 100% going to look at it.
All right, all right.
Like, my brother absolutely will not allow me to not know what my path to victory is, because that's just who he is.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I really like that we've received kind of a very wide range of answers on that too. There's some that are just like, I'm not going to look at it. I'm gonna stress about it. I'm going to stay up. There's other people that are like, well, it'd be silly not to, right? And so I don't think there's a wrong answer there. But I'm excited to see you here again tomorrow. Congratulations on going 5-0 in the qualifier. And chances are we'll probably keep seeing you again.
Hopefully.
But thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And keep doing good work, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. All right. So I think that is going to be it for us tonight. Remember, once again, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Make sure to follow all the socials to get access and the information for the brackets that will be coming out tonight for the Invitational tomorrow. This is the event tomorrow, day 1 of the Invitational. Be here, follow, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Once again, as always, absolutely adore each and every one of you. We couldn't do it without you, and being able to provide this coverage is only possible because of you and the people behind the follows, the subs, and all of that. To the cake sitters, absolutely. And all that, we really appreciate it, so thank you so much, especially over at the Patreon, patreon.com/professionalcasual. Before we go, though, we would like to talk to Chris real quick on that last game. So first off, always have to remain impartial, but I love seeing Hydra on the field so much, especially Strucker. I adore him so much. Tell me, going into that game, how are you feeling with that particular setup? Generally, do you do okay against X-Men?
Yeah, generally I had a okay time there.
Yeah.
I played X-Men earlier in the day as well, and it's gone all right.
And you can scream right into that because
you want me to get right up in here?
Yeah,
no problem. So they can pick me up. I get it. Yeah, like I said, I thought the scenario was favorable for me in a way. Like I actually thought coming into it that I was going to be able to set the tempo and maybe get things rolling, particularly with the extracts. That I'd be able to sneak up. Didn't work out that way. He had a couple really cool plays early on with the first class plus the eye on the prize. That was something that I didn't hadn't seen before, but it was super cool to watch it happen. So Beast just grabbing one and getting out of there.
Yeah.
Right? Same with Storm. Then Storm jumps in, grabs one, gets the heck out of there. I'm like, oh gosh, now the two that I thought I was going to maybe have a chance at, or at least was going to punish you for taking them, are gone. They're on the other side of the board. I'm like, okay, well, where do we go from here?
Well, and not to dwell on this game, obviously the dice, just for whatever reason, didn't want you around. But you still went 4-1.
Yeah.
Tell me about those first 4 games. Were there any really hard matchups? Were there some kind of clean sweeps? What was that experience getting to that final round, going 4-0, undefeated at the start?
Yeah, all of my games today have just been fantastic games. I've played just great people. Really love coming to cons like this so you can see people you haven't seen in a long time. You can really you can play armies, have experiences like we were just talking about that you don't see regularly in your local meta with the guys you play every week.
Yep.
So really loved the all 5 games I've played today. They've all been amazing. I had a couple really close ones. The one right before this was this huge beat 'em up game. We had like maybe 2 characters each left at the end of the game.
Nice.
Like, it was right down to the wire. So that was an amazing experience. Lots of fun, just getting punch for punch all the way through the game.
I love that.
Yeah. So like I've had a complete blast today. And even if the dice the dice swayed on me a little bit, but they also swayed on Hulk early. It's Marvel. The dice happen.
Correct.
Right? It's just you gotta accept it. So.
Any really cool matchups that you had today? Was there anything that you weren't expecting to see at all, and then you go up against like Inhumans or something like that?
So the other X-Men I played today was actually Cyclops leadership X-Men.
Oh,
so
nice.
Like, yeah, given where everything's at, even my opponent was like, I really want to challenge myself with this. I'm really stretching here. So I didn't expect to see that today, but that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
And he made it work really well. He was doing really well with it. So
I like that.
Yeah,
big Cyclops fan at heart. So just that someone's out there carrying that torch, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, taking it for you. So.
Well, beautiful. And chances are there's going to be, my understanding at last count was like somewhere between 15 and 19 additional people qualifying for the invitation tomorrow. Congratulations, first off, on going 4-0. 4-1, certainly not anything to shake a stick at. I hope we see you tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
And so, under this situation, if you qualify, all of the brackets are going online tonight. Do you intend to run the same roster in the Invitational?
So to let the cat out of the bag here, I only brought 10 models with me, so that's kind of what I'm stuck with. We'll see.
So, and maybe that's for convenience, because every single other person we've talked to is like, well, yeah, I'm playing the same thing. I have 19 models here, I have 28, but yeah, I'm going to be running the same exact thing.
Yeah.
When the brackets go live at 10, do you look at them, or do you completely ignore them and not stress yourself out?
I completely ignore them. I'm not confident or know enough about this game yet to really break everything apart. I'll make a plan when I show up to the table tomorrow. If I
like that. I really like that. That's what Nate Horn said too.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not going to touch them. I'll deal with that tomorrow.
There's too many factors to look at all of them, right? You're never going to figure everything out.
100%.
So.
But thank you for stopping by. That was a great game to watch. Congratulations, and we hope to see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and we'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
All right, so once again, guys, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be here. Dan's going to be here. Taylor, all of these beautiful people are going to be here. Come in for some great, incredible MCP. See who made the qualifier tonight, because a whole bunch of the people you saw today probably will be. Congratulations to the people that went 5-0, Nate and Aaron, and I think there's probably one more out there as well. Congratulations to all the people that performed incredibly well today while everyone is trying to get those last few spots. It does look like maybe, there's still a couple games out there, but Longshanks link I will post one more time down here. There is a 4-0 match still happening as well. I just scrolled through and I was like, I think that was everyone, but no, you're right. I do see, yes, John and Parker are still playing to figure out that last undefeated champion of the day. Join us tomorrow. It's going to be great. If you thought today was good, it's only getting started. We'll see you soon. I love you all, and thank you once again for all your support. We are signing off tonight from LVO and the Last Chance Qualifier. Bye.